Welcome, everybody. It's day one here of the playoffs in APAC for the VCT Game Changers. And you're joining me, Illustrado. And I have the awesome pleasure of being joined by Sleepy. This is the first time we're casting together, and we've kind of waited for this moment for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But we finally get to do it.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. It's actually happening. Illustrado, what's up, my dude? It's going to be one hell of a journey. Again, this is Open 2, so we've seen a lot of the ladies' team make it and duke it out last time in Open 1. And, of course, the Queen. The Queens actually stayed on top last time, Alter Ego Celeste, but now, of course, new sets of challengers, new names today in the matches that we're going to be casting today, Ilu, so I think today's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be so much fun. We're going to start off the first game of the day with two Thai teams going head-to-head, so that's going to be very interesting just to see where they kind of are right now, and then right after that, we get to see Bren Esports versus X10 Crit. That's going to be absolutely amazing later on. So two really, really good games to start things off today. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy. And we have 3 Thai teams in total here on the mainstream. So Thailand, I think, have always established themselves as the powerhouse of FPS games. And not just men, but also now the ladies. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can just stay on top. And of course, Bren, as one of the few Filipino teams that's going to be competing today, will be trying to, I guess, make it a statement that, you know what, maybe Thailand have had enough time on top. So maybe Philippines, it's time for them to rise up.
Well, we're hoping that we're going to see more challengers, more other teams for other regions. But you talked about Thailand, but let's be real here. Indonesia, the true powerhouse of the region. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Alter Ego Celeste, they've won everything. I don't think they've ever dropped a single tournament, and this is maybe the chance that we finally get to see them, because now it's an entire tournament that involves the entirety of APAC. So who knows, maybe teams from other regions can finally challenge the Queens, although they already kind of did smash Open 1.
They did. But it was a bit of a tighter matchup the other time, in Open 1. It was a 3-2 finish in the end, so Alter Ego Celeste did kind of struggle towards the end. But of course, they're still the winners. Ultimately, they still stayed on top. But anyway, here we have the stages that we're going to be going through. Stage 1, of course, we started with Open 1 last time, and now we are in Open 2, and we'll be going over to Open 3 and 4. And of course, by Stage 2, we'll be in the VCT Game Changers APAC Open Overtime. More chances for teams to qualify to Elite. And of course, last chance will be happening in August for them to also qualify to Elite. And finally, Stage 4, man. Is this the Worlds tournament that we're going to be talking about? Or is this just APAC? This is just APAC, right?
No, this is APAC right now. I think Elite is the APAC. Worlds thing. But you're absolutely right, man. This is so thorough, so comprehensive.
Yes.
Like, all the tournaments right now that we have 6 chances for you to qualify. Then we have overtime. Certainly the best team is going to be qualifying all the way up to Elite here. Last Elite was absolutely lit. And it was a clean sweep from Alter Ego Celeste. This time, you mentioned that, it was already a 3-2. Might be a little bit of a different story right now because, I think a lot of teams are starting to catch up. But let's take a look at the prize pool that they are actually fighting for. $1,500 is at stake. For first place, it goes down from 1,200 to 800 to 600 to 300 to 150. So you will want that $1,500 prize pool. That's pretty significant.
It is pretty good amount. So not just the title, if you want to have the title, you might as well have the cash, and it's going to be something that helps you climb even better, I guess. With the cash, you can provide better nutrition for yourselves, right? And make it easier for you to climb. So hopefully we're going to see some of the teams just battle it out and try and have a share of this. And these are the groups. My God, I love how competitive it's become over the past year. Like, look at the groups. There's 8 here, but I think there's more if I'm not mistaken. So these are just 8 of the groups in Open 2, and we do see a lot of returning challengers, but unluckily they haven't made it out. For example, Hero Zero KDA, one of the other teams from Indonesia, did not make it. And of course, we're going to be seeing new teams today. Fuma Gaming also didn't make it, right? So, like I said, and we've agreed, and there you go. There's all the way to Group P. Man, dude, how many teams are there? This is exciting for the APAC Game Changer scene. And new challengers means new ideas, new inspirations, and I guess it's just going to get even harder for the teams that have been on top to stay there. And I just can't wait to see what they have in store today.
So many groups, like you said, up to Group P here, but obviously we've seen a lot of them go home. We do have the cream of the crop all ready to go. This is the playoff time, so we're going to be taking a look at the best of the best of all the teams that are still remaining here today. There's just too many to pick from in terms of favorites. But I think that gap between the number 1 slot and the number 2 slot is definitely getting a lot closer. These are the teams, though, that are fighting for that number 2 slot. Alter Ego Celeste, dude, let's face it, number 1, 100% here. But X10, teams like Bren Esports, these guys are closing the gap. We got other teams playing here today, of course. Zol Meraki, got Team SMG. I'm happy to see them here. Aresta as well. They're playing in GamDaeng. They're going to be playing a little bit later on in Orangutan as well. So we got 8 teams that are going to be playing all across this playoffs in the next few days. Any team in particular that you're looking to maybe take that or maybe surprise us?
Yeah, I mean, Orangutan have been in a roll lately, right? They've been, they're just newly formed with a lot of players from the South Asian scene just, finally making it back to the competitive scene again. And they're already doing so well. I mean, this is the first time they're competing in the FSL Open, and they're already qualified for playoffs. So I'm
and they're
really
not here yet in the standings because they didn't play.
No, they're not. Exactly, right? They're not even here yet in the standings, but of course these points also matter. And this might be that chance for Orangutan to, I guess, catch up. Unfortunately, they do have to play catch up, right? Not even top 16. So
but
might
getting
be
into the
worry.
playoffs is already going to give them, I'd say, a sizable amount of points. They're probably going to be somewhere in the top 8 just because they made it in, the playoffs this time around. But in terms of other teams, the performance still pretty good. X10 Crit right behind them with 17 points. I'm excited to see them play later on tonight. So Bren Esports versus X10, they're the top 2 and top 3 in terms of the standings right now.
Oof.
And they're going to be playing in the match after this. So that's going to be hella interesting the moment we get into it.
That is going to be spicy. And Bren Esports, they just rebranded. I guess they got acquired, right? The Capital Arise are now Bren Esports Vectress. And it's going to be really exciting to see if this rebrand is going to give them a bit of a moral boost, which sometimes they do, right? Bringing the flag that everybody knows about, it's going to give that pressure or that boost. So it really depends on the players how they want to roll with it. And these are the brackets that you will be witnessing across the next 2-3 days. Zolmaraki versus SMG, Aresta versus GamDaeng, Orangutan Gaming versus the champions, the queens, Alter Ego Celeste. So again, OG, not a very easy challenge to go through. And of course, Bren versus X10, that's going to be the closer for today.
This lower bracket, match 3 and 4, this bottom half of the bracket, that's stacked. You have Alter Ego Celeste, you have Bren, you have X10, you have Orangutan in the same damn bracket. That's just not going to be a fun time for anybody involved right there. Orangutan is doing great, but for them to survive in this bracket right now, that's going to be so tough. That lower bracket is going to be stacked by the end of it.
But if there's any team that can do it, I think it's them. Orangutan, they've surprised us pretty well so far, making it to the playoffs just after being formed for the past, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And now they are having to face all the top 3s in the lower part of the upper bracket. That's just, I guess, trial by fire, right? For Orangutan, they just have to go through with it. And then that they have to do some proving to us, and we'll see if they can do it. But of course, we are going to be looking at the lineups of the teams very quickly soon, and we're going to see the players, and maybe then we can talk about some of the players we can highlight. For this first matchup, though, Ilu, I don't think I've seen a lot of the players yet because Aresta, they're kind of on the verge of just making it, but just barely missing it out. And also GamDaeng, they just haven't really found their footing in the game changer scene, so this is going to be their chance for that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we talk about Aresta now, obviously formerly known as Arakat Aresta. They've kind of just been up and down in terms of the standings. They did a little bit well in the previous opens. They got into the playoffs a couple of times, but they never really found that success. At some point previously, we considered them the perennial, perennial team, maybe third place, always somewhere around the third, fourth place in the region. But now that's sort of rapidly changing because of how many teams are closing that gap. You talk about teams like GamDaeng, and they might actually be the people to upset right now and take that spot for Aresta, especially in this upper bracket. No, not upper bracket, but this upper half of the bracket, where
Yes.
I'd say it's a little bit more forgiving. They might just knock Aresta down early on in the tournament.
Yeah, and that's the thing that they have to look out for, right? If they can do it right now, they might find that momentum that will allow them to just perform even better further on. And here's the roster for Aresta. We have Rudy's, Noxy, Nuki, Izangi, Rosie, and Cat Cutery. I'm hoping, dude, names are tough, so please forgive me if I say any of them wrong. But I think I'm confident that that was good. So there's Aresta. And I do want to highlight a few of the players here. Rosie, I think, have been pretty fundamental to the success for Aresta, even though they've fallen short quite a few times. But I think it's really about all these individual step-ups, right? If just each of the individual players can just step up, I think that will allow them to have better results. And over here we have GamDaeng, Yilu. Yes.
Sorry, a little bit of a technical hiccup on my end, but yeah, you're absolutely right there. Did have a little bit of a newer squad right here. GamDaeng is one of those teams that sort of just emerged out of the woodwork. We haven't really seen much from them, but they have found a little bit of success. In terms of their match history, they did take a loss in a 0-1 up against Fuma Gaming, but that was just the best of one. Not really that too much to worry about, but you definitely want to take a little bit of a closer look at what this means. If you're losing best of ones against Fuma Gaming, that might mean you might struggle up against the more tried and true tested teams here in this region. Like if you go up against Alter Ego Celeste, you might be in a little bit of tough spot.
Yeah, that makes much sense, right? Because we haven't really seen Fuma Gaming perform that well either, so losing to Fuma Gaming is probably not that good of a sign. But of course, making it to playoffs is not an easy feat, so I guess they did some things right coming here today, and we can't wait to see, right? So, of course, we are going to be proceeding into our map selection. We're going to look at the maps that they're going to be playing today. And I do have a few notes here for GamDaeng. I think they have a very limited map pool. And here we see GamDaeng selected Icebox, one of the favorite maps for game changers overall. I think the ladies just love playing on Icebox. So that's going to be for GamDaeng. And of course, defending will be Aresta first. And we'll be moving to Ascent, selected by Aresta with GamDaeng defending. And the decider will be Bind. And I feel like these are just very... I guess well-established maps that these teams would have had a lot of time to just, dig in and prepare lots of good stuff for us to witness today.
So the problem here with these maps is that it's so difficult to talk about history because, GamDaeng recently formed. They have not even played Icebox in a professional setting within this team. And Aresta, Aresta is kind of a squad that has been formed recently. They recently just combined. So just a little bit of a fact for you guys. Alternative Lady and Aresta, the former Aresta, they kind of combined forces. They kind of made this team and this is the result of that. This new whole Aresta squad. And now that they're sort of in this new phase together, we haven't really seen them do that much. I mean, sure, the Aresta name has been around for a while, but we haven't really seen them play these maps too much. We haven't really seen them do so. A lot of it is still up in the air, and it's your guess. Your guess is as good as mine as to how these maps will be comfortable for a lot of these players.
Yeah, Icebox is going to be interesting, but I want to talk about Ascent because just based on stats alone, both teams got 100% win rate on Ascent. So this is going to be the first time one of these two teams will lose on Ascent. So
unless we go to the 10 overtimes and
I mean, I'm not going to be surprised, man. I mean, overtime's kind of a staple here in Game Changers.
Oh, yeah. So
all the way to
the longest
maps
overtime in my life has been here in FSL. And that was in FSL Open 3 last year.
Really?
And we went to 8 overtimes. Just so you know. That was a long game of my life.
I have the privilege of casting with Illustrator himself, who's casted the 8 overtime. So I guess we're in good hands. No worries about any amount of overtime. But yeah, an interesting feat to see who's going to be losing on Ascent first for the first time between these two teams. But of course, Bind, it's a very interesting map. I like the map itself, but a lot of teams seem to struggle to get a grasp on Bind, even though it is kind of a simple map, but it is kind of a tricky map as well because of the teleporters. There's always going to be rotations here and there, and teams just sometimes they get caught off guard and they just can't recover from it. So we'll see. And speaking on experience alone, I guess Aresta, they've been around for more, and they've played in a lot more of the opens, and they've got more, I guess, experience that they can just bring over to this matchup. So I don't know. I feel like Aresta has been geared towards winning this one over GamDaeng, and GamDaeng will have a lot to prove for us.
I think you're absolutely right. Bind is going to be so interesting for me here because, fundamentally, Bind is not just about being fundamentally strong as a team, which you have to be if you're playing Bind, but a lot of it is, reading your opponent, playing who can play their game, gameplay, who can sort of set the tempo, who can play around the plans of your opponent. So a lot of it is just kind of this next level meta game that you have within the game within the game, gameception. And it's all about how you adjust to that. So you see these higher level teams, like let's talk about back from the men's division, and when we saw who was a good example of that. Onyx was Onyx versus Full Sense. That was an amazing example of that. When it was like the game within the game. I hope that this is what we can see today, especially because we're seeing two Thai teams play against each other. They should know very well how each other plays.
Yeah, the thing about Thai teams, though, right? I'm not sure about the Game Changer scene, but I do know that a lot of the Thai players from the Game Changer scene have crazy crisp aim, and the stereotype around Thai teams is they have a lot of aim, but maybe their game, I guess, the team play between the teams are not really that deep. But I guess that's the stereotype that they'll have to break today. And we're gonna see the two teams started out, and Aresta and GamDaeng. I'm just gonna wait and see what they have in store for us, because I feel like when it comes to in-game strats, it's really gonna come down to those mid-round decisions, and these two teams will have to prove to us if they have that. Because if they don't have that, then that's not gonna happen.
It seems as though my camera froze.
Okay, well, hello, Ilu.
I'm just frozen here.
Into my soul.
I hope you can hear me though, but my camera seems to not be moving. I'm gonna try to reset it. Hold on.
Yeah. All right, no worries. While Illustrato is fixing his hiccup a little bit, we can just... Oh, there you go. You're welcome back, Illustrato. Man, that was scary.
The depth of the Thai roster, and I agree with you, because like if we look historically, not just within game chains, but also in but also entire the rest
division,
of Southeast Asia, it has always been Indonesia sort of that has been leading the charge when it comes to tactical gameplay. Thailand, you do have these kind of crazy aimers, which is why it's so interesting to always see the difference between Thai style gameplay versus Indonesia, and probably the reason why it's the biggest rivalry in Southeast Asia.
That is true, actually, right? Not just here in Game Changers, also in the circuit for VCT. Here we also have Alter Ego Celeste with X10, right? And it went the distance, 3-2, and it was all about all these aim duels and of course, deeper in-game strats that just, were very interesting to see, because it took them a year to develop this, and they still cannot beat Alter Ego Celeste, even though Alter Ego Celeste did not play with their in-game leader because she retired. And that's just going to be something we have to look out for this Game Changers Open number 2 for the 2022 season. And with that, we are going to get into the agent selection here, Ilu. Aresta versus GamDaeng. Icebox is the first map, and we already see Arena. And Arena she's been a favorite among the Game Changers teams. And again, Thai teams, aim, Reina. I think she is the perfect agent to play.
I agree. It just feels perfect when you put it in a really good aimer's hands.
Yeah.
It's get in, get out. But looking at the difference of the rosters, we're only seeing one duelist on the Arakat side. So that's definitely going to be interesting for me. They're going to play, I think, a little bit more of a controlled, slower approach kind of game, and then eventually explode onto the side with just that one duelist to sort of pave the way. Now, on the other side, you do have that double duel setup, which means that you will want to be taking multiple fights, maybe having a little bit more duels, just to have that Reina sort
of
wild. Go wild, absolutely.
Yeah, and the two duelist thing is, I guess, it's kind of an old meta, if you ask me, right? We've seen a lot of the double duelist comp played out in the early stages of Valorant, and we still see a lot of that today, but their effectiveness have been questioned, right?
Yeah.
Because now we've got agents like Chamber who can fill that duelist role, but also have some map control with his trademark. Yes, the defense with Chamber is a bit more sophisticated, to say the least. And we're going to see if the double duelist comp by Aresta is going to come to
Yes.
fruition.
It can be a very double-edged sword.
Exactly.
It can be great if your team is amazing when you play with it, and you know exactly how to handle it. You know how to pull off your composition. But there are sometimes when you run the double duelist, you end up having not enough map control. You just kind of take fight, and then the other team is a better aimer than you, and then you kind of just scratch your head at the very end of it. So it can be a very, very problematic thing. But here we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the first game of the night, the first game of this open. It's just Aresta now versus GamDaeng. Old habits die hard. As we get back into it, it's going to be here on Icebox. And Sleepy, how are you feeling about these Asian picks? Any team you're particularly looking at to maybe come out on top and be the victor?
Yeah, just based on the Asians, I feel like I have to go with GamDaeng because, again, we talked about how the effectiveness of the double duelist comp has fallen off quite significantly over the past year. But let's just look at how Nuki does, I guess. The Reina is the key here. If she can just go and kill everyone in her way, then I guess there's just no stopping her. But the problem with Reina is always, if you can't get a kill, then you're literally useless. Because the only two utilities, well, not even two, one utility that you can use is your leader. And that's it. If you don't have kills, you can't even use your Dismiss, you can't use your Devour. And even if you do have your Impress on, then if you can't kill, and again, just overall just useless.
Yeah,
Ilu.
It's
and
gonna be
the
so.
worry.
It's gonna be all too on Nuki. There's so much pressure on the shoulders of Nuki. I agree 100%. There is a little bit of I'd say a saving grace though, because you do have that Sage. You have Rudy S on that Sage, and if things get a little bit too tough, maybe the Reses will bring things back in their favor. We'll see how it plays out though. But I agree with you. I do think it's gonna be a very Reina-focused composition right here. But if there's any team I think that pulls it off, Aresta has just been a staple in this entire. They're an institution at this point. So if anyone can pull it off, it's them. But we go. The timer has started moving. It's going to be starting with a pistol round number 1. And it looks like both teams starting to shape up with a lot of mid control here. 4 players going towards it. I want to see if Aresta goes for an aggressive push here earlier on the defensive side. Maybe just start with, taking the map control for themselves at the very beginning of it.
We'll see, and that's kind of the thing that they have to go with. And here we go. We have a very quick but slow at the same time take towards mid, but it is going to end up as a mid to be split. The wall towards kitchen, though, is going to prevent anyone coming into kitchen, but they're going to have a first engagement towards this side. Nobody's going to drop just yet. We do see a few bullets get traded, but I don't think there's going to be anyone down yet. Blitz! Oh my god, Pan Millis also getting a 1-free kill towards Rosie, as Rosie was kind of distracted towards mid. And with that, it is all of a sudden a 5v2 post-plant situation for GamDaeng. And I guess GamDaeng is going to take this one for free.
I love that strat that they ran here. They ran straight towards mid. Aresta so not prepared for it. They got caught off mid rotation as well. And with 2 players against this 5, going to be so difficult here. But still have a little bit of a chance here as Rudy S does get a pick off, and that's going to be a little
one enemy remaining.
But that's a triple kill for Linus. It's a little bit hard to pronounce right there. But yeah, triple kill for her, and it's a clean run here for GamDaeng. Sleepy, I love what they did in that round. They go straight down towards mid. Nobody was looking their way. When you do that, it's a little bit risky because you might have players, playing up close towards, towards garage or towards yellow. But since that was completely clear, they basically got so much map control for free. They got yellow, they got default, they got site absolutely for free. By the time that Aresta was on site, they already lost way too much map control for that map for that retake.
Yeah, and Aresta was just not ready for any of the rotation cuts, and it was a bit of an easy take, and they can just repeat it, rinse and repeat, I guess. If it's not broken, why fix it? And again, it's so free. Nobody's taking yellow, nobody's taking this side, and it's going to be another 5v5 with Pan Milez finally finding Rosie again, and she's facing up against 2 players. Just a spray down with a Spectre, reload. Not the best timing to do that. Of course, will get traded, but it is again a 4v2 post plan in GamDaeng. I guess they know what works for them, right? And with this lineup, playing a fast-paced game is not kind of expected, and I guess that's why Aresta wasn't expecting the past 2 rounds to go the way that it did. and Aresta just have to deal with this loss again and play the bonus next round.
They just want to run with the momentum, man. They just want to go, keep it going, keep Aresta at bay, force them to play a little bit more passively, get a little bit scared here. Now, what I'd like to see in the gun round for Aresta, though, is to sort of punish them for that super aggressive kind of gameplay that they're sort of running here. The moment you see a little bit of a push here, you want to see a counter push from Aresta somewhere else. Like maybe you see them push mid quickly, go ahead and push A main for that fast flank. That's what I'd like to see, especially now that they have rifles in their hand. They want to use that distance to their advantage.
Yeah. Social distancing still applies, guys.
Yep.
So please
Here
do
in
that.
Icebox.
And
especially
here in especially in Icebox, right? Okay. Vandals all across the board for Aresta. No love for Phantom. It's okay. Nobody likes the Phantom anyway.
yeah.
It's
It's so out of meta here in Southeast Asia. Actually.
It's so out of meta. That's true. And well, we're gonna see them slow it down a little bit, playing their bonus round with only Spectres, and this is the push that you talked about. They're gonna go and push mid all the way.
Information.
So much information.
For free. They're just taking it for free. Nobody's going to counteract them, and they're leaving Noxy here. The moment they hit A, they're going to have to worry about their kills. They have Peachy sort of watching for that anti-look as they now try to explode to the side. Oh, Malphite,
no way.
Okay. Great shot onto Rosie. That's a rifle taken off here as the wall does go up. GamDaeng, what have you got right now? He's one. The fighter is deployed so early, but it's going to be worth it right now because the rifles are going to be a little bit less useful from within right there. So it's going to be a tough way to break through for Aresta as they go into this 4v5 retake. They identify where Lindy is, where she's at, but Noxy is there to follow up and get a kill right for herself. 4v4 right now. They still have to deal with the Viper split, but time is ticking away right now. They do find one, and that's Noxy gone. Now 3v4.
Oh!
What is that shot right here? Rudy is adjusted, gets the flick to the left. And certainly around, still open, but how much time really is there? Nuki's gonna get another follow-up here.
Mollies!
The Mollies comes out. Do they have time? It's gonna be tight.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my
god! Don't have time!
I cannot believe that that's how they won that, but it is a win nonetheless. GamDaeng. They knew exactly how to play the post-plant Ilu.
Brilliant.
My goodness. I mean, Rudy kind of brought it back a little bit.
Yeah.
But still, this Viper spit was so perfect.
She got it so early.
This is so early. The Vandals just rendered useless, just like that, because of that one ultimate coming out of our dear Timeless. And so, 3-0 bonus round, GamDaeng. This honestly is looking like a sweet underdog story for them, because we did not think that GamDaeng was the team with the upper hand here. But Aresta will have to deal with this now with a singular Vandal on the hands of Rudiez, which she was the one who brought it back for Aresta. So I guess there is still a chance for her to bring this round back for them too.
Yeah, we'll find out as they do have to go on an eco, and that's going to be a blow, a big blow to the momentum.
Yeah.
Aresta, they make a couple nice moves right there. Shot out, but the great utility usage and the great shots here from GamDaeng. Now, yet again, it's going to be their target of choosing, and they're going to clean it up very, very nicely here. Not a lot of a problem to get onto that side. And this is the beautiful thing about their lineup. You talk about the Sleepy. They don't need two duelists to break into the side. They're just going to bully their way in with the utility, with the Viper, with the Viper snake bites. Everything that they have in their arsenal helps them get in on that side. Meanwhile, the double duelists on the defense right now not working out the way that they'd like. This is why I want to see a little bit more aggression from the defensive side. If you're running double duelists, you have to take fights early.
Exactly. And I guess they did try that in the past few rounds, right? They tried taking mid control, but then they get spotted by the turret, and then they have to retreat. And then the map control that they took just let go again. So I don't like how they took control, but not going and fully commit for it. Whereas if I think if they just go for a fast flank, they might catch a few of the players from GamDaeng off guard, and maybe that's one of the plans that they can do. And I see one Phantom Lover here, Malvase. Okay, I want to see how this works out
in the entire server.
No less. Yeah, and I don't know. We'll see. First duel be happening towards belt area. Nuki trying to find a headshot, but will get pushed back by that drone. And this will give a bit of a map control for GamDaeng to decide to go towards B instead. And B is only defended by one singular player, Rosie. I don't think Rosie is going to be ready for this.
Yeah, but Rosie does actually pull out the snake bite, I think, just in the nick of time. We'll call for the rotation.
Just looking okay for Rosie. And Rosie still going to be defending alone. There you go. Welcome back, Elo.
Sorry, my internet died. I think my dog pulled the cord.
Okay, let me take this over while Elu sorted out, and Movays will try and plant now. The wall is up, so there will be no denying that plant, and the 5v5 post plant will be in effect. While there's going to be a slow approach for Aresta. Aresta again always given control towards GamDaeng on the side, but maybe this time they have more utilities to work with to try and go and do this retake. With that first opening kill, 2 in fact. That will open up the space really well. And unluckily for Rosie, she will not find another kill. She uses Hub. The headshots are going to be found by Panics, and it's a 1v1. Rudy does have that revive. This will make it into a 1v1, but it will be found immediately by Panics. And Panics tries to swing. Unfortunately, it is halved, and there will be enough time for Rudy to use it. And that will be the first round ever for Aresta in this series.
Yeah, apologies, ladies and gents. It does seem like my internet dropped out for a second here, but now we're back. And yeah, I miss it. The first round for Aresta, and it's off the back of an amazing play right here of Rudy's.
Oh yeah.
Just when you think that it was GamDaeng who was going to walk away with it again, this round just goes to the wire. But still, it's a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory as they took so much economic damage on that win. Yeah, you got that round, but you barely got anything to buy with right now on this one. Fortunately, they're one away from the Blade Storm, but they have a Guardian here onto one of their players, so it's definitely going to be tough here. Okay, they just need to get the Blade Storm out though, so you're going to have to want to find a pick. You want to so not going to be able to do it. It's going to be, oh my god, easy taps all day long from the GamDaeng side. Lin is just wreaking havoc in that front line. It's on a warpath right now.
It was so easy for Lin. It's just getting those.
One enemy remaining.
Timing in. Lin is again with the third. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This lady knows how to aim, man, and I'm loving it. Just this confidence, just going and taking control. Nobody's even have a chance on the side of Aresta to try and chip the damage off of GamDaeng. No, just one bullet connected towards Panmilis, and that's it. And yet again, another round goes to GamDaeng, and it's a 5-1 advantage. This confidence, I'm loving it coming out from our friends from GamDaeng.
I think that the big problem right now is, like we said, man, you're running the double duels on the defensive side, and you know you're not winning the duels.
Yeah.
And even if you do have the rifles in your hands, the angles are not going your way because you don't have enough defensive setup to make those angles go in your favor. You don't have enough of a defensive lineup to sort of help you win those fights. They're just sort of taking dry peaks everywhere, and the offense is just running away with it. Look at this. Can't adjust. It's actually going to be Izangi, but the trade is immediate. The red comes out as well. The res available. They have pushed up towards A, so this might be a little bit of a good sign here as Nuki goes in for the flash. Able to land a couple of shots,
no
but
way.
cannot get the kill. It panics.
One enemy remaining.
Doesn't panic on that one at all. Does get the 4th kill on that round, and it's going to be a nice clean plant here on this round, on this anti-eco. Now they even know where Rosie is. Everybody's going to come to take her out. If Rosie can get one, can't do it. Might have been a little bit more expensive, but it's a 6-1 off the back of an economic reset, and GamDaeng are just running away with this game.
Man. Nuki, this is what we talked about, Elu. She's just not getting the frags that she needed to get. Even when she was, she got the advantage with the timing there, but she still couldn't get that one single kill, and this is just a nightmare to work with for Aresta. So this time out, I'm loving it. They just need to reset, and I guess what you can do at this point, if one of your duelists are struggling, right? You can just help her out, like, all out. Just use up all your utilities to just make sure that Nuki gets a kill. Because this momentum is desperately needed by Nuki and the side of Aresta. Because if she cannot find a kill, if she cannot find all these entries and opening duels to win against GamDaeng, then GamDaeng is just going to do whatever they did in the past 7 rounds. Just rush in together, trade in, and just take control of side, play the post plant, disciplines, just stay on side without really having to do anything, and Aresta is gonna have to find an opening one way or another.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh man.
Drop that. But I just wanted to point out, Noxy and Nuki are the two key players because, like we said,
Yes.
you know, just duelists need to step up right now. They're very much shut down here.
Yeah,
And it's
they
not
are.
even a result of them getting out, getting out utility. It's really them sort of just really losing the game duels. Just look at what Lin is doing. It's really running in and tapping heads, and there's really nothing you can do to stop that.
That's the worry for Aresta right now, and I'm loving this, I guess, control that Rosie's trying to take. But again, once they take the control, they just let it go immediately, and this gives room to GamDaeng to just take it back. And I'm not loving how they're not finding any impact early in the round. They are wasting seconds off of GamDaeng, but in the end, if they're just gonna go and do a full 5v5 retake with the utilities that they have, they're not the best agents to do retakes with. And we'll have to see if they can get the kills. And again, another 5v5 retake.
Well, it's
Gonna be an attempt to deny that, but I don't think it's gonna. Oh, okay, never mind. I stand corrected. That's a kill. But we'll see if the retake is gonna be possible for them.
Very, very possible, I think, on this retake. They do have the lockdown to sort of slow them down a little bit further, closer and closer. They break down that wall. A little bit of a line of sight now given to the Aresta side as they push on over. They're gonna find one player hiding behind yellow, but they can't find the kill. It doesn't look like it. The jiggle peeking is working out, but not for too long. As an option capturing Lynette's here, and it's a nice double kill for Pan Mill. They'll find 200 Fury in response. Now we'll be trying to
One enemy remaining.
that, but nice
Oh?
from Rudiet.
One enemy
Now they're
remaining.
gonna try to the double lineup. They actually do get it, and that's gonna be a brilliant double kill right now. I don't think there's any time. They can't do it. And Rudy S will simply fall to the spike. Well played.
Wow.
It's right there. No panic in her veins at all.
I choked from that 2 kills with Hunter's Fury. This is just one of
They
the
lined up.
most ridiculous clutches due to a lineup from the Hunter's Fury.
If
2
they
kills.
got it to half, I think they could have won that
Yeah,
round.
that would have been possible, but she didn't even get it half, and that is just heartbreaking for Aresta. It was going so well for them, a 3v1 post plan, but again, they ran out of time, Ilu. They just played the 5v5, but they just didn't execute fast enough to retake, and that gave the advantage over to GamDaeng, and GamDaeng is not leaving it without taking advantage of it, and Pan Millis, again, find 1 kill with that Vandal gun advantage. She knows she's being targeted right now. She just decided you know what, I don't want to deal with you guys. Let me just join my teammates and take this A side for free. Again, this map control by GamDaeng is just insane. And
Yeah, they're making all the right
Planted.
calls. I mean, they know exactly when to go to A when they need to. They know exactly when to take mid and play B. They're really throwing... Okay, that's a great shot from Rosie right there. Makes things a little bit more expensive, but will it be consequential? Because, okay, that's a couple of shots right there. That's what we've been waiting for. Could Aresta be online
player
right now?
standing.
And they find Nuki, actually. Now it's a 1v3 here. Hitchy on site, gets one. Clutch situation, 1v2 now. Finds the first in that 1v3. Blocked away by nice wall right here, and gonna try to find the. Okay, she's gonna try to go from up and above. Sees the head, sees the footsteps, pulls out the nano swarm a little too early, and that's gonna be the second round. It's a thrifty victory. That's what Aresta needs to get back to this game.
That was perfect. The shots just connected this time around for Aresta, and that translated into a round. So we need to see more of this, right? Nuki just needs to hit more shots, and Rosie with the control, just what we talked about, you know, just flank them. You know, take active map control instead of just waiting for GamDaeng to take the side and play the 5v5 retake. They're not the best agents to do it, and we've seen how they struggle to just win these retakes. And just by winning shots, just 1 and 2 duels they won, they got around. And this Viper Spit will be a challenge, of course, for GamDaeng, but it seems like they're determined to find Rosie. And they're actually kissing Rosie. That is Rosie, spotted by the drone, but somehow there's a follow-up. Is there?
Huh?
Wait, what is happening? And the control, it's there, but this is actually still working out for GamDaeng.
Yeah, so far, and they're winning the duels yet again. I don't know, you know, I don't think there was any need to push.
Okay.
Especially when you had that Viper Spit giving you so much control.
Agreed.
And if you do push together, and it was a good idea, but they were taken down one by one. Now they go and what a flick! Ridiculous from Pat Miles. What a shot! Now it's a 3v2. Sorry, 5v2. There's really not much you can do about this. Rudy S gets a tag to the wall just from a quick hello goodbye tap. Rosie, okay. Good shot for now, but it's a 2v5, and they don't have a lot of money, so they might do well to start saving this falling back already, unless they get a kill in the next few seconds. They do manage to find one, though, so maybe the retake game is on. They're going to have to break that recon. Doesn't get spotted. A little bit safe for now. They will go for it. They want this round. They want it badly. But they don't have time.
Need it. Yeah, there's no time, and I guess, again, GamDaeng just playing the post-plan discipline.
One enemy remaining.
And again, finding a kill, Pat Miles. My goodness, this lady is sharp. And I guess it was a bit of a indecisiveness that broke Aresta. You know, did they want to do this? Did they not?
Yeah, where was the call? We were waiting for it,
right?
Because they were like going, yeah, let's go. We got a kill. And I think the moment that they got that one kill onto site, they should have just kept running with it. But instead, they kind of stalled out there towards screens. And they didn't go for the retake, and they just ended up losing one more player as a result of it. So a lot of indecision, I think, for Aresta is hurting them in the long run.
Drop.
Yes. Oh my God. Again, it's really heartbreaking. And again, playing with bad economy almost all the time is hurting them morally as well, I think. Because honestly, I think they can win the duels, but because they don't have the money to do it, they just can't. And this is just not helping them in the long run, again, as you said.
Because they won a thrifty. And
they did.
You have the aim, but they're just always on a equal round as a result of it. And look at this.
Look at that.
It's the same thing, the same story. Vinny's just walks in and kills a player or two. It's too much given for free too early.
Yeah, and this is the problem that Aresta has always struggled with. They just don't have the control. Instead, we see Pitchy. Look, she's already taken Kitchen and Pat Miles. Taking control of Elbow alone? As a Viper, I guess the confidence on this team is just almost a
one enemy standing.
Lennis will recover, and look at that flank by Pitchy again. Map control wins the game for GamDaeng, and Aresta just really struggling because of that economic factor, right? They just don't have the guns to play with, and if they don't have the guns to play with, they just can't have an equal chance of winning the duels, and it's hurting them.
And now they have to deal with the flank play. The flank hasn't come in this entire game, and now they're sort of starting to send Peachy to go on those flank plays, and now it's another factor that Aresta has to sort of think about and like figure out how they're gonna deal with it, because for the most part, it's just been straight up A hits, mid rushes, or B rushes that GamDaeng brings to the table. That's already challenging Aresta. But now they have to deal with Peachy cutting off rotations too. Adding this to the mix right at this moment could just be exactly what they need to take this into a 10-2.
Yeah. We'll see though, we'll get spotted. Do they realize though that she's in so deep? But maybe they don't need to realize this. And Peachy, she might have false information that there's only one player there, but there's in fact two. And Noxie will find Peachy for free. And I guess misinformation is a dangerous thing in this world, and therefore please verify facts. Lennis will find her head getting popped off, and Resurrection comes through very quickly, and Nuki with the perfect push timing will make this a 4v1. And hello, where are you looking, Nuki?
A little bit of a weird slow as well as the timer expires. So good shot, but still it's not going to end up. But we talked about Nuki, man. We talked about Nuki being absolutely essential in that game. Just needs to, pop heads as Arena. That's exactly what Nuki was doing. But it took me, I don't think it's too little too late. It's still 9-3, but it certainly took a while for that Arena to come online.
Yeah, I guess the main thing here is she finally found her groove, right? She finally found her shots. And I think that's the important thing here, and they need to ride this momentum. And if they can just make sure Nuki gets more and more kills, and now on the attacking side, no less, because if you can get opening kills in the attacking side, then you're going to have free entry towards the sides, and you're going to have to play those post plans, and they're going to be easier to deal with. And here's the problem, right? GamDaeng has a Sentinel and that's not going to be easy to work around. And they will have to play in the way where they can just destroy the utilities first, maybe try and find entries here and there first before going into the site. Otherwise, they're going to be met with utilities like Nano Swarms, Viper Snakebite, and it's not going to be a fun time trying to take a side off of GamDaeng.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense is going to be so different right here. Again, the double duelist is now where they want to come into play.
Right.
For the side of Aresta. So this could still be salvageable for them because Icebox is one of those maps that is very swingable. You can easily go take 9-3,
Oh
you can go 10-2, you can make a comeback on it. We've seen it a million times here.
Yeah.
But the question is right now, are all the members for Aresta online enough to make that comeback happen? I think Nuki's starting to warm up, and that's what we were waiting for that moment. And just with one player popping up, it might just sort of be the fire that, sparks everybody else into getting into the game. So we're hoping.
Yeah. We're hoping, definitely. But Linus, though, this lady, she the confidence on her is unbearable to watch, right? Especially if you're an Aresta fan. Like, seeing your players just getting popped left and right just by Linus just going up the belt.
And it's actually not even Linus who's like the top fragger. It's actually Pan Miles.
That is so crazy because we're always seeing all these good shots by Linus, but Pan Miles in the meantime just cleaning up behind Linus, and every time there's always that clutch moment coming out of Pan Miles. And Pitchy also with that flank play and all the map control taken by Pitchy. This is going to be a very fun time for GamDaeng, but of course it's going to be up to Nuki again, as well as Noxy as the two duelists. They will try and find entry while Pan Miles will be spotted by two players, no less, and will be swung by Nuki to get that first opening kill. This is what we talked about. If she can find more, that will be insane, but Linus will also reply with 1 kill of her own, and this is an even 4v4, and I think it's going to be an A hit.
And so much confidence to bring that Sheriff out in the first round on the pistol there. Just goes to show you how confident Linus is actually in taking those duels right here. Outdrone spots out one. See if that's going to bring them into effect, but patience play right now from the side of GamDaeng. They're happy to play planted. They're going to wait for anybody coming from the flank. Nobody's going to be able to do it. They're just going to group up their forces, but it's looking like it's going to be a 2-2 split here. They're sending a couple players towards that flank. They should have heard one, but the other one's walking completely silent right now. Rosie jiggles. Now is in maybe a little bit of trouble. Identifies the first. Is able to take down Revenge. That's going to be a quick double. The flank play completely stopped right here from the side of Aresta. Now, they get it to half HP. Can you hold it? Nuki finds the kill onto Linux, and they're going to be able to take the round in a 9-4. Very clean play from Aresta. That's what we wanted to see on their attacking side.
Yeah. That was all on Rosie, man. If she didn't have the discipline to jiggle that before lighting up her snake bite, I think she would have been caught, and that would have been an easy retake for the side of GamDaeng. But she knew, she had this game sense tingling, and knew that there's going to be a flank coming out of GamDaeng, and that made it work for Rosie and the team. Aresta will finally be back in this game, and it was off the back of Nuki's first opening kill, and we talked about this. If she can just consistently find these new entries for the team, I think they're going to have a good time here in the second half, and looks like they're just going to commit as 5 towards B side now, but there's a stack coming with GamDaeng, so this is going to be up to Aresta finding kills like that. And again, hey, opening kill, make that 2 opening kills through the Toxic Queen. This is an easy push.
Yeah, they should be able to hold this no problem, especially up against Classics, unless they get a little bit too greedy right now. Paniac's okay.
One enemy remaining.
But that's probably all it's going to be for now. It's going to be a 1v4 in this retake. That's a good attempt, but still, it's a 5-9, and the rest, they're going to get that anti-eco cleanly, only losing 1 player. They're going to be happy about that, certainly, as they manage to keep their economy very, very clean. Now, the question is, what are they going to do with these Spectres with their SMGs in their hand? Are they just going to go ham straight onto a side, close that gap? Or are they going to play a little bit more slower as time does go by? Looking at it now, though, it's a full buy, I think, for GamDaeng available for them. I'm wondering when we're going to see the operator. We didn't really see it in the previous half.
That's true. That is a good question. If we do see an operator, I think it's going to be next round. This round, we're going to see a repeat of what we saw in the last half. playing the bonus with 5 Spectres, just rushing towards A together as a team, but let's see if the defense on the side of GamDaeng is better than what we saw from Aresta, because they need to be careful about these close angles, fighting against Spectres, run-and guns. The difference today, of course, is that Rosie does not have the Viper Spit that made it work for Aresta. For GamDaeng. And so this is going to be a different challenge altogether. Aresta find the kill. Movays. Nuki also finding, again, the entries coming from this lady right here. 3 kills in total will make this an easy take towards A. A 3v1 will be impossible for Pitchy. Let's show them something good. But Nuki says, I'm done playing around, ladies and gentlemen. This is my time to shine. 6-9. We're getting closer.
I think the biggest problem with that round is that GamDaeng let Aresta into the A side a little too freely.
Yes.
You don't want to get in close quarters combat with those Spectres early on, and that's exactly what happened. Nuki was just having a field day with those kills right there, getting 4 kills. Nuki is alive and kicking along with Rudy. 15
She's top
kills,
fragging now.
13, now at the very top of the server. Like you said, man, this is going to be a very Reyna-centered lineup. And now that Nuki is performing, we're 3 rounds away from having a tie. I think we actually have a game on our hands here now, Sleepy.
We do. And I'm excited to see if the operator is going to come and play, because that might be one solution to stopping Nuki. Because Nuki as a Reyna, all she really do is just, you know, dry peeking, and maybe an operator can be a solution to this. And in the meantime, though, we'll see if Nuki can get more entries for her team to work with. Another take towards B. Yellow has been overtaken, and Nuki's leading the charge. And once more, we'll see a plant, and we'll see a 5v5 retake in effect. And with only Sheriffs, Ghosts, and a Classic, I don't think they can do anything here unless Panama's can just pull off shots like that. And the kill was onto Nuki. Noxy will find another kill. We'll try and flank. Izangi is going to be spotted by the alarm bot. We'll try and get a dink, but we'll not be finishing the kill, and this is going to be a tough retake.
Oh yeah, I don't know. But they do have a wall, so they might be able to use it a little bit longer, especially on top of that cloud. Never mind. Oh, they line up a double. Noxy's getting a triple.
One enemy remaining.
Absolutely for free, leaving only Peachy again. Life, not so peachy right now for her. I think let's have a 1v4. And she's basically just stuck in this corner, hoping to get one. Oh, fires off a shot. Yeah, can't land any more than that. It's going to be a 7-9 right now. Aresta closing the gap, and it's going to be Nuki who is leading the way alongside Rudy. This is a very dangerous combination, Sleepy. When you have the Sage and the Reyna popping off at the very top, it's like, yes, Reyna will get the kills, and then suddenly there's a res right behind it supported by that Sage. Suddenly you have like this whole mini boss in the middle of a game that you have to deal with.
There's always this insurance, right, that Nuki has. You know, I'll just lead the charge, guys. I'll get kills. If I can get kills and I die instead, then Rudy's will come right behind me and revive me, and we're gonna have
Rudy's 1 away from the res already.
Oh man, again, so this is gonna be tough for GamDaeng to deal with. Now they do have the operator though. The first time the operator is brought out this game. Linus, though, not gonna find any impact with this whatsoever towards A, because that's not where Aresta is going towards. Instead, it's gonna be another B hit, and I think this B hit is a good decision. But they are spotted though. Curious to see if there's gonna be a rotation, and we do see that. The Viper, Miles, is already ready to defend towards the B side, and this is gonna be up to Noxy to find an entry kill.
And they're sending a quick flank here towards middle, ready to make sure nobody's pushing.
That's
so
fast.
It's already, they're going to be flanked so quick. If they stall out any longer, they're going to be in trouble. Ooh, a lot of damage onto Noxy without even having seen anyone. And this is the problem. Aresta, they're stalling too long. They're trapped right now. Aresta needs to make a move. They need to do something. But I think they're waiting for the Viper wall to come back yet again before they start to make that move. They're going to wait for that Viper, the toxic screen to come up, then maybe start to flash through, wall up, and then play. And they're sending someone to clear out the flank. Izangi is going to be absolutely crucial here.
30 seconds
Recon, if this Recon spots out too, it's going to be massive. But it
it's
doesn't
a bit
spot.
too far.
No, it's too far. Falls into security right now. Off shot misses. That was absolutely crucial. Izangi gonna line up a double for Izangi on the flank, and Aresta Sova is here to play as well as the spike now going down.
10 seconds left.
8 seconds left. He cannot stop it. retake now imminent, but in the fight for Spit, can they even do it?
Man.
Might have to be a save call right now, but they get one ping, so they could actually start to go ahead and make their way to it. What's the decision here? They need to make it fast right now as Nuki watching within the smoke. Pan Miles looking for something. She can't find anything. They're all within the smoke, the fight for Spit. And the timing is just absolutely brutal right here from the side of Aresta. They can't find a single thing.
Last player
But
standing.
it's gonna be 2 kills from Rosie to get it. Pan Miles, the last one standing, gonna get that kill and fall back, but gonna be flanked really quickly by Rudy's. And that was a great round from Aresta. So that was all Izengi. That was all Izengi on
That was all
anti-flank.
There's no way you can take credit away from Izengi there. We talked about Nuki, we talked about Rudias, but we forgot Izengi is here to play.
What is that control?
Double spray down. Oh my god. That was the perfect play too, because they were worried about getting pinched, and Izengi was the, I guess, the recruit that was sent to clear out mid, and she did her job really nicely.
I think the turret gave them away is the
That's
problem,
true,
right?
That's true.
Because
We were worried about the recon too.
Yeah, because the recon gave them a false. Okay, nobody's here at mid. We're good.
Yes.
But the sentry came out, and then that alerted Izengi like, oh, there's somebody here. There's 1-2
Man.
kills.
It just didn't work out for a GamDaeng. And so we'll see if a hit is going to be a different scenario for GamDaeng. They do have a Blade Storm in the hands of Link, but the rest of the players, they only have Spectres and Sheriffs and a Marshal to work with. And so a 5v5 retake is going to be a little tough to work with here, unless, of course, they can find an entry kill like that. That's a good shot.
Yeah,
Nice
that's the one they
refresh.
wanted.
This is going to be a possible for them.
I think it's possible. They know the site is clear now. They've given them so much respect from the Aresta site to give up the site entirely. But start defusing right now. Nuki
Wall is up
denied.
though.
The wall is up, but Nuki pushes forward, gets the diffuser. But not at the half, so it's still a possibility here. PG looking to help out. Patty X finds one, and they're gonna sneak it.
Oh, no.
They're gonna sneak it, maybe. Yes, they get the defuse, and somehow a thrifty from GamDaeng. They steal it away from right under the rug, under Aresta's feet. They take a round.
Oh man, I can't believe that that's how they won the round, you know? All these thrifties though, I can't believe it. And that was such a perfect Viper split usage. It was on top of the wall used by the Sage, and that gave them a bit of a double layered security for them to defuse, and it worked because that was a half defuse the first time around. So this is something Aresta will have to be careful of. They can't lose rounds like that, man. They don't have a lot of rounds to work with now, especially with double digits on the side of GamDaeng. They do still have the operator now on Linus. They will still have to, I guess, read where Aresta will go. That, again, is another crucial miss by Linus.
Oh, it hits.
That's very
it hits.
unlucky. Oh, it hits, yes, but
Through
there's
the
going to be a
wall.
heal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's at least information on where the operator is, and they're gonna force him. They're gonna try to go somewhere else. So, the fact that there wasn't a kill might actually really work out for the side of GamDaeng. They also have the res in their side, so that's why they're playing so passively. Look how far back GamDaeng is playing. They're giving all the respect to the Aresta side because they do not want to get taken down by Noxy or Nuki, who's just running in and just taking these duels. So now they're sending everybody here towards A, leaving Noxy just to kind of watch the mid, just to kind of watch the back here. We'll be able to get a free one.
Wow.
There is one player right under her, though, so Peachy could actually take a revenge kill. Able to actually do that. Noxy can't dash out, but still, A-side is going to be the target with 2 players to defend. Pan Miles brought down to 25 HP. What's she going to do? As the members in Aresta now starting to funnel into the site. The res comes in. Rosie, what could it be that? Okay. The snake bite comes through, but they can't punish on top of that. But the Hunter's Fury, nicely timed, will slow them down for a meantime. We'll get a tag on. Can he get a kill? No, cannot do it. We get planted.
Yeah. We planted, then again, the operator missed from Linus. That's not going to work out, but this time Vice is here to capitalize on the trade and panics. We'll find another one as well. The lockdown is going to secure this area, but will they be able to defuse the... Oh no, a missed jump! That might be crucial, especially with that shot by Pan Miles. What the... What was that shot? Aside from that, it was the missed jump first time around. That
she got spotted on that first jump, and then she fell, and then after that, it's just an easy headshot.
I don't think she intended for that headshot to happen, but hey, a headshot is a headshot.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. That's a win for us, guys. 11 and 8. I think GamDaeng have found their momentum on the defending side. It was a bit of a rough journey to find this footing. but it works. So now it's going to be a question of whether Nuki can get back into the groove that we found her to be in the first few rounds in the second half. Because we need that to happen again here for the side of Aresta. Otherwise, it's going to be a very tough half to close.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have a lot of money, fortunately, but they don't have a lot of rounds. Nuki was amazing a couple rounds ago. Now starting to show signs of slowing down a little bit, and that's what's going to be a little bit concerning here, like you mentioned. So they want to get Nuki back into the picture, set her up for success, so that you have that firepower that you can constantly rely on. That's towards B they want to explore. And they're going to send a lot of utility here, but the response from GamDaeng, fall back, play safe, just go back and let them have it. We'll play for retake because they have found so much success on playing retake, and I think GamDaeng realizes that.
But look at his Zengi, though. Again, the map control. This lady is just sent on a solo mission every time, and I think it's just going to be dependent on whether she finds success. And by the way the positions are on the minimap, I think she will not find any success because Mo3 have got the crossfire closed off really well. And this is going to be a tough entry once again for Aresta because a 4v5 without a Sova, they don't have any information. And oh my god, that is so awkward!
Oh, timing.
And Nuki actually got the advantage off of that timing, and this makes it really, really possible for Aresta to come back into the round, especially after that headshot from the wall. It's going to be a tough damage felt by Pitchy. So 4v4, post-plant. They're taking their time, and I don't like that because we've seen some history. Noxie find that kill off of that peak, and second one at that. And of course, this 4v2, there is going to be a wall, barrier, orb will be deployed, but I don't think there's going to be any success off of this. Blue.
Yeah, they can't even tap it. They can't even tap it. There's too many players, too many crosshairs.
Man.
Rosie cleaning it up with a nice double right there, but Aresta find another chance. Find a footing here in the second half. They bring it to 9-11, 2 rounds apart. Nuki and Pan Miles. It's really the Vipers as well that have just been so amazing in this one.
What are these shots by the two Vipers, man? Pan Miles just not looking at an enemy and finding a headshot anyway.
Yeah.
Rosie just tap strafing and also getting headshots. Dude, I don't want to be
game
in the
sense,
same
man.
server as them.
I would absolutely quit.
Yeah, no way. Thank you. I would see you in the finals, but
I'd rather watch.
I'd rather watch. Yeah.
But it's mid-control now that they're trying to attempt here. Noxie up on top. Hasn't actually found much success every time he gets up on here. Dodge from Lindsay. What? We're gonna try to find another as Nuki gets that entry, however, towards mid. Now mid is vulnerable. They're sending in a quick flank play to wrap around, and Lily is actually able to find another. So that's 2 kills on this eco round. They found 2. And now they're gonna wrap around towards A. Yeah, sure, you have the sight. Look how much map control GamDaeng actually has. And in the Viper's pit, excuse me, they might actually be in trouble here with the Sheriffs.
Yeah, this is not the greatest Viper's pit, as this is going to give the advantage towards the GamDaeng with their weaponry. The hunt begins. Already found 2. We'll try and find a third, but Daria here. Oh, the distraction though. Will she find one more? 2! Oh! Make it 2, and that's a total of 4 kills. But Nuki try and save this and salvage the round for her team. But Glennis with the ace. Just off of that one singular sheriff, she finds a round for GamDaeng, and not just that, that is match point for the team.
That's ridiculous. How does Linus just get 1 kill with a sheriff? And what I love is that they support her. They send Mo3 alongside Linus in case she goes down or whatever, and then they help her get the rifle, and they pick up the rifle and she finds 4 kills with the rifle. That's absolutely ridiculous. They play the perfect bait and switch, like shoot me and then let Linus carry kill everybody else.
Yeah, that was what I love from Pat Miles, right? She knew she only had a sheriff. The chances of her dying is really big, and that's just, you know, she made use of it. And Linus just made use of that as well and made it around for GamDaeng. And match point now. The game is going to be close. We're going to see if this is going to be the last round played for this map, but it's going to be up to Nuki, of course. Nuki finally finding another opening kill after a few rounds. Try and spam through the toxic screen, hoping for a lucky kill, but Linus still alive. This is the last ball.
What?
Oh, never mind.
No way.
Noxie with that spray. That was the last bullet too, just before dashing out. Finding a headshot.
Oh.
Rosie, great cover. And of course, with that, 5v2, post-plant, discipline.
Save.
Just make sure they just stay safe and this should be safe for GamDaeng.
One enemy remaining.
They don't have money. I don't know why they're still trying. They should
Yeah.
try to save this. Maybe they just want to make it a little bit more expensive, but Aresta has so much money, there's no point.
There's no point. Exactly. And I don't know. I think this is a bit of a miscalculated decision, I guess, from GamDaeng. I thought maybe they thought they have money. Maybe they thought they should try it. Maybe they thought they have a few rounds to work with, so they don't mind losing the guns and ecoing for the next one round and just do another buy at 12-11. But at that point, I think it's a bit unlucky for GamDaeng to give out a round like that, and also the money. And I think this is.
I
gonna
don't
give
think
a
they have
chance
enough.
for Aresta. They don't. They don't. They're gonna have to eco this round.
Unless they have the Blade Storm available, in which I don't think they
We don't know.
do. We don't know. We'll find out in a second here, but it is match
yeah, they do
point.
have it. Linus
They
will
do
have
have-
the Blade Storm available. Yeah.
So they have the Blade Storm. They saved one rifle. I think
Need a
they
drop.
can get away with a 3 rifle buy, maybe.
Yeah, we've seen Linus and what she can do, right? Just
With
up
one
in the-
rifle and sheriffs.
One rifle and just 5 kills. Okay. Math is
Okay,
on.
they have enough.
We have enough.
Yeah,
They
barely.
do. So they have 4 rifles, 1 Blade Storm for
Oh.
Linus, and Linus found Noxie. But will she find the head though? It's gonna be looking like a quick take towards A side. And it's gonna be up to Noxie to find the kills, but no, he's gonna trying to get cover instead because the timing hasn't been working out very well. So another 5v5 retake. No map control this time around, so it's gonna be a very expected push for the retake from the side of GamDaeng. And this should be an easy post plant. And with this kill from Nuki, I think we should see. Never mind, there's no kill. But Hunter's Fury will find someone, and this is going to be breaking the formation on the side of GamDaeng, and especially with that kill, Always will try and salvage with 2 kills, but
One enemy remaining.
it's a bit of a tough retake for them because the positions, they were just broken by that one Hunter's Fury, and it made it so hard for GamDaeng to do the retake.
And now they're broke. Now they don't have any money. We're gonna go to overtime unless a miracle from GamDaeng happens here.
Are
I
you
told you
sure
that.
we're going to overtime?
Okay, well, I'm almost certain, unless we see a ridiculous round from Linny, who, I don't know, gets a sheriff and then
We'll
kills
see.
everybody again.
That happened before, so there's no saying that can happen. So anyway, a timeout just before we finish off of map 1. That is if GamDaeng can manage to win this one. They still have a few rifles to work with, I guess. With 4K on the side of Panics, she will be able to afford a Vandal. We do have a Phantom
Give it to
Lover
Linux.
still.
Just give it to Linux, right?
Yeah,
honestly.
that's not a bad strat, right? If you have someone that pops off in a game, just give them everything you have. And just
So-
make sure that she's alive for
The plan
rest
is,
of
I
the round.
think, give that rifle to Linux and then have Moves drop as well for
Yeah.
Pan Miles and then go for that res play. Have Moves play far back, just wait for a res.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm loving this ultra carry meta that you talked about, Elu. Just, make sure the guns are in the hands of the people that have had impact throughout the game. And I think that's exactly what they're doing here. Moves is actually giving out her rifle towards Panics and Linux. And we'll see if this is going to work out because they're facing up against 5 rifles on the side of Aresta. And Aresta, they'll try and go for a fast 8 take. And of course, Noxie, Nuki are also going to be the ones in charge this time around. And it's going to be another retake, but we'll see if the map control is going to be good because if they don't have that map control, if they don't have that flank, I think it's going to be a struggle for GamDaeng to try and retake this. So,
Here.
Absolutely.
see if this post plant is going to happen.
It is, and that's exactly what we need. Give the battle to her. She's gonna do everything right now as a support. Now, Noxie, what can you do? They find Linux, and that's a crucial kill right here. They spot one more through the beautiful recon dart. They're gonna find Noxie just cleaning house right now with a 4K, looking for one more. Panics can't do anything. Another ace from the Jet. And we're gonna go into overtime here, Sleepy. This is exactly what we wanted to see in game number 1.
Overtime.
Game number 1 and already in overtime. Hello, Illustrado. I've heard that you've had a history with overtimes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad I'm glad that you're repeating it already.
I'm sorry.
So-
This is just how it goes with me. And
No. Don't be sorry. I think this is going to be a fun opening match if we can see overtime right from the...
Now it's sort of
So-
50-50 because like
It is. It is.
because Noxie's online, Nuki's online,
Yeah,
Linny's online, Pan Miles as well. Like, I have no idea how this is gonna go. We
Yeah.
started this with a 9-3, and I told you, man, Icebox is such a swingy map.
Swing map, yeah. There's so many combos we've seen throughout history of Valorant, right? Always with that 9-3, 10-2, it doesn't matter that much on this map. So
Chad is
we're
probably
seeing
going
that
nuts
map.
right now with the whole 9-3 curse thing. I'm telling you.
9-3 is real, guys. 9-3 is real. But
Enemy mark.
what's also real is this map control by Aresta this time around. This is what we wanted to see in regulation, but again, seeing that they take that control, but then just immediately let it go again. And this A side is going to be open for the taken for the side of GamDaeng. That is, of course, if this recon, or drone rather, is going to find Nuki. Nuki is in a prime position to cancel this take, but the wall is good for the spike plant.
Spike
Another
planted.
5v5 retake.
It's exactly the same one as we saw last round. A little bit of a mulligan here as they now try to get into Nuki falling back. Will want to approach elsewhere, but it's going to be a 1-for-1
Whoa.
exchange. Pan Miles will bring it to it for 1, but no, finds another. It's a quick double kill for Pan Miles. It's going to be GamDaeng with a big advantage right now. But hit does come out. That's a massive Viper split at this stage of the game.
How many times have we seen this Viper split from Pan Miles just swing the direction of the round and with this... Oh, wait, okay, I thought she got a piercing shot.
I
there.
thought so too, but it's the flank that comes in from Ovase,
Yeah.
gets the advantage to
Switching sides.
GamDaeng, and suddenly they're at match point yet again. Can
Again.
Aresta survive for one more overtime?
Yeah, one more overtime. Why not make it 7 more?
Why not? Yeah, let's break the record. I told you,
Yeah.
man. 8 overtimes here
Yeah.
in game changes. That's the longest
Yeah.
I've seen in my entire career of casting Valorant. Let's make it 9.
Let's make it
Or
9.
10.
Why not? Well, okay, let's slow down there, buddy. Aresta, 12-13. They are in the back foot once again. GamDaeng will try and close it once more, and Linus will try and find this active control towards A. This is actually good. They found the map control, and if they can just keep this map control and rotate all the rest of the players towards B, this is going to be a hard take.
I agree.
for
Send
Aresta.
Movase back towards B, send him towards mid, elsewhere. Just leave that one player watching alongside someone towards Belt. But instead, they're going to go towards B here. So they're going to have to send everybody rotate.
Everybody.
B side rotation right now. No fakes. They don't believe in fakes. They just want to go towards B here. And it's going to be a full 5v5 retake yet again, I think.
Yeah. But the spike is not getting planted just yet. The delay is just good enough for the side of GamDaeng. And that push, once again, we're going to see Zengi try and secure this flank. But this time around, Pan Miles found her. And it's going to be a very tough post plant. The pinch is on. And this is really tough to just stay still on site. They have to find something. They
They're
have
so
to
trapped.
do something. Otherwise, they're wrecked.
They are trapped. Oh my god, what are they going to do? No, they get them
Oh?
winning somehow. Pins
What?
or not, but they get it to half. They get it to half and they defuse. Doesn't look like it. It's going to be Nuki once more with a big triple kill to keep Aresta in this game. We go to double overtime.
Switching
Okay,
sides.
there you go.
Overtime.
Double overtime. We're on our way, Ilu. We're on our way.
We'll get
But-
there. Road to 8.
What we... Dude, how did that work out for Aresta, though? They were pinched 5v4. They were
won the
fighting
duels.
all the directions, but they still found the shots. And this is what's missing from regulation, or rather, the first half of the series. And now we're going to see Nuki, Noxie, and Rosie just popping heads all over the place, and this is not good news for GamDaeng. Twice now they've had match point, but twice now they failed to close.
Yeah, and you know, that can take a toll on your like mental,
Yeah.
you know, if you keep getting match point. And especially if you lose that game where you get match point twice and still somehow lose, it's gonna be heartbreak when you get to map
Yes.
number 2 here. But like we said, Icebox was a little bit of a, you know, big question mark. We didn't know what to expect coming into Icebox, so I'm happy that we're getting to see this
Oh,
delivering
yeah.
and more.
I mean, Icebox always been a favorite for game changers, and I'm happy to see this still be a favorite, and they are delivering, these two teams, and once again, we're going to see an A take. Not much different from before, except for that one. But, oh, Noxie! Oh, the swing by Linus! will get 2 of her own, and
Jets.
that's an even trade. The Jets are on the board, and this is going to prompt a rotation towards B side, and the cut by Pitchy is going to be crucial here if she can find these 2 players from A. But that is, of course, if she can find those kills, unless she's going to be caught by Rosie here.
They just gotta leave her here. They just gotta leave her here. Oh, he doesn't see the foot.
30
No.
seconds left.
Oh,
She
she sees
sees
the
him.
shoulder.
Oh, she sees the Sova. This is so awkward. Okay, there you go. Maybe finally gonna find a kill. Finally, we'll see the rotation work out for
enemy
them.
remaining.
And
No
the
way.
swing!
No
Vinci
way.
with a headshot will get found by Zengi, but I think she's done her job. This
Spike
post plan
planted.
2v1. This is good for GamDaeng. GamDaeng cannot lose this.
Done her job and more. Got information, got 2 kills. And now Linux, all we gotta do is tap away and get that
go.
triple kill. Match point again for GamDaeng. Can they close it out?
3
Switching
in
sides.
a row. They found
Match point.
and GamDaeng. They cannot fail this. I feel like if they fail this, that's going to be momentum for Aresta to close the map instead. So I think if they want to close the game, this is the round. And we'll see if, I guess,
enemy remaining.
she needs to do her job here.
What a shot.
What a shot, man. I mean, okay, please, Vandal believers, I need you to rise up. Let's just
Who
try
even
and weed out
uses?
all
There's like
these-
3 players using in the Phantom now, still.
Why? Why?
Why?
Vandal
Why do
works
you
very
even-
well. Oh, man.
I've always been a Vandal supremacist. I
Me
think
too.
Vandals has been just the best gun since the beginning. So there's a reason why it's so good with one headshot. One headshot kill.
I mean, especially on Icebox.
Yeah,
right,
you need
with
that
this
range. Can't do Phantom
Yes.
and leave them at 90 to heal and fall back. But they go towards A now. Noxie's trying to lead in the rest of the team here. They have Peachy sort of waiting here in the wings. Expecting 1. Safe behind the box right now. Peachy can't get a line, but they get the plant off.
Oh, using
Peachy
gun barrel.
will be spotting out 1. Gets a nice kill traded up by Noxie, who gets a quick double.
Okay. There you go.
Post plant down.
Another, post plant 4v3. This is gonna be another easy post plant if they do it right,
Wow.
unless they found themselves getting killed. But no, Nuki says, you know what? Let's
Last
go.
player standing.
Why not? Linus will find 1, but no, I think triple overtime is the way to go. Because remember, guys, our objective today
Switching
is to
sides.
break the record of Australia's
Overtime.
longest casting and game changer.
Actually, in all VCT history, I don't think I've ever seen 8.
VCT history. Oh,
Have you seen 8? I've never seen 8. And
I've never seen 8 either.
I feel like we might be about to as we go into triple overtime here. We're getting
I mean,
quite
we're on
close.
our way.
5 more,
We're
5
quite
more.
close now. 5 more. Let's go. But yeah, GamDaeng again. Failing to close the map is actually taking a toll on their mental.
And they're running out of
Like,
plays. Like
They are.
you're gonna start
They are.
resorting to bullying the defense and just sort of
Yeah.
trying to pop into the site and win 1v1s. Because at some point the plays you throw everything out there already. Not every coach has a game plan for
No.
quadruple overtime.
No, they don't. And this is an interesting wall erected by Rudy's. Not gonna find an impact here because the target is in B side. And oh, Noxie is the one getting the opening kill this time. Yet again. We'll see Aresta have the advantage 5v4. GamDaeng, they're gonna get a bit confused, especially after that kill. I guess the plan was for Pitchy to find extra map control alone, but this is just falling apart for them. Especially with this recon, they know that GamDaeng is going towards A, but Panmiles try and salvage this A take with that 1 kill. But it is still a 4v3 post plan if the spike get planted at all.
Yeah, you see what I mean when it comes to triple overtime. People just want to take fights now. And how does Pan Miles just walk in?
Oh,
How does Pan Miles just walk in and get the kill? Now it's a 3v3. And suddenly,
Toxin screen down.
30
they should let
seconds
her
left.
plant so that she gets the rest, the
Spike
Viper.
planted.
Oh, right.
But they don't do it.
Yeah. It's the heat of the moment, right? It was a bit chaotic, and Zengi will try and secure this 1 kill towards the planter. Oh, the timing is unreal.
Oh.
She will get found and will get banked, but never mind. Zengi will not find the kill towards the Sage, but gets the kill towards
One
Phoenix
enemy
instead.
remaining.
And running out of bullets. Not a good time to reload,
Wow.
but she will still find the kill with that swing. And the defuse goes through, and for the first time, this first map, Aresta will happen.
Now it's taking a while. It's taken 3 overtimes, but they finally get match point advantage here. Now GamDaeng
Switching
balls in their
sides.
court. What can they do?
Match
They step
point.
up to the plate. It's gonna be a hard one to hit right now. They've lost their favorite side. they've lost the side that they've been more comfortable
Enemy
on.
remaining.
Now what are they gonna do? They're switching on over to attack GamDaeng. What can they do?
This is the problem we talked about, right? They got 3 match points and failed 3 times as well, and now it's gonna be the other way around.
Because you start
Aresta,
thinking
I
like,
feel
what do we
they're-
have to do?
Yeah. They're not gonna waste this too, Aresta. They know they need to close it right now. They're tired. I feel like this is a test of stamina now. Not just their game plan, not just their strats, but also how long they can keep their eyes focused on that monitor. But of course, it's gonna be another B take this time. But the pinch, the 3 quick push towards mid is gonna be big for GamDaeng. But that is, of course, if they can make it work.
Aresta won a round like this before. So we'll see how this one plays out right now. Now they're worried about Quack. They get one. Oh, quick trade. Okay, now they know there's at least one more Quack here. That's going to signal the push there towards A. B, excuse me.
B.
I forget A and B. Letters, man. Too difficult.
Letters. But they're taking it too slow, I feel like. Aresta knows they're 2 players pushing. And if they can find a kill now, it's going to be a problem again. We saw this before. We've seen this movie, and we saw how this ended before. And of course, it's going to end with Aresta closing it out 16-14. That was heartbreaking. That was the same story all over again from the past round. We saw how they just pushed and took that early pickup for them to initiate the retake, but they just failed to close the retake altogether. And wow, again, failing to close 3 times, Aresta will make use of that and close it themselves.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely heartbreaking right there from GamDaeng. They played amazingly all throughout, but it's poetic justice how it all plays out, because you have Nuki, and we were talking about her. We're like, Nuki, you got to start hitting some shots. She was like
That's
1
true.
kill
That's
after like
true.
5 rounds. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you end the game with a big triple kill like that from Nuki, who has been phenomenal this entire game. This was just exactly what we wanted. This was Aresta knowing what they need to do to win, and eventually getting more and more comfortable with their lineup, sending Nuki in to get those kills because she's an insane player, and then just taking a win. But let's take a look at the scoreboard to see how things played out.
Yeah, we'll have to check out how Nuki did with the score. But we talked about how she needed to step up right from the start of the game, and I guess she kind of did, but of course she's overshadowed by Noxie, who also showed
like
us
the
some
same,
really
dude.
good plays. There's the same comebacks here, 275 and 274. I mean, come on. They're
Same
practically
KD as well.
Same, yeah, with 1.5 KDA, 27 kills on Noxie. Linux, we did see some good shots from her, like good opening, good confidence in the first half, but I guess kind of slowed down. But she still did a marvelous job this whole map. But I guess it was not enough because Noxie, Nuki, and Rosie, these 3 players stepped up real good for Aresta. And especially
Rudy.
that last round. Yeah, Rudy too with the clutch revives, man. I feel like Sage are kind of underappreciated.
We saw so many revives,
So many
and
revives.
Rudy is like a 2.3 KD as
Yeah.
well. Just goes to show you. I think what happened was, as time went by, you just see how big a difference having veterans in your squad is.
Yeah.
Because the members of Aresta, man, these girls have been playing forever. They've been playing together in the Thai scene for so long that, triple overtimes, quad overtimes, they're gonna feel
Doesn't
comfortable.
matter.
Yeah, we can play. Doesn't matter to them. Meanwhile, GamDaeng, you saw them really start to struggle once it got to overtime number 1, overtime number 2. They started sort of exhausting their playbooks.
Yes, they ran out of pages, right? And they just started playing it by the ear. And they cannot find the kills that they used to find in the first few rounds of the first half, and it worked out really well for Aresta. And again, the pinches, it just didn't work out for them somehow because Aresta, they knew exactly how to play the post-plant positions. They knew exactly where they needed to look and place their crosshairs in. And they just find heads every time GamDaeng tries and initiate a retake, and it was unfortunate to say the least for GamDaeng, but this is a true test of whether they are fit to be here in the playoffs for the Game Changers Open 2. Because right now, Aresta is looking like they're really, really ready to try and challenge the champions of the VCT Game Changer circuit.
That was a 9-3. So yeah, Kurtz is real for that game right
Oh
there.
my God.
And
can't
honestly, it must feel absolutely horrible. But let's take a look at the highlights, and there were so many of these moments that we can't choose through a live as we go back into the highlights itself. we saw what, 3 aces I think in that game, multiple quad kills and multiple clutches. It was just a treat to watch through and through.
The 2 Jets, I mean, they're totally deserving of those 2 MVP slots for each team, right? They showed us some really good shots, some good plays, and of course Panics with her moments as well, almost clutching this 1v2. It was so close that I guess that could have made a difference, but who knew? Who knew, right?
Yeah, this game it came down to the wire, dude. Like, it came down to like fractions of seconds. Like that one ninja defuse, had it a fraction second longer, they wouldn't have
this,
that ninja. And
look at this double Hunter Spirit kill by Panics. Like, her moments are also there. I guess it kind of got overshadowed by the amount of kills that all these duelists got, but some clutches are really, really not reflected on the scoreboard, and Noxy stepping up, that is definitely a step up that we need to see from Aresta. And valiant effort by GamDaeng, honestly. They were playing some rounds beautifully. They played some of the rotation cuts really nicely, like this one. Pitchy just finding this position and finding the headshots like that, and allowing her teammates to just comfortably play the 2v1 post plant. That was just a perfect play by some of the players there, but it was not enough. And Aresta proved to us that they are the veterans here. Triple overtime doesn't matter. We're still going to close it anyway. And they're going to be going into map number 2 with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about right here, but we'll go ahead and break that down. Once we get back from this break, we got more action coming your way. Again, this is VCT Game Changers, the Asia Pacific series, and you're joining us, Illustrato and Sleepy. We're going to be your casters here all throughout the night. So stay tuned. When we get back from this break, it's going to be game number 2.
This is VCT Game Changers APAC series. We are in the playoffs of the FSL Open number 2 with me, Sleepy, of course, and the great Illustrato. We are going to be entering game 2 after that. That was a crazy match.
That was a roller coaster.
These two teams. I mean, it went the distance, 16-14, and it was heartbreaking to say the least for GamDaeng. It was so close. 3 times they had match point, 3 times they failed to close, and now we're going into Ascent. Like I said, Ilu, 100% win rate for both teams. We're gonna see the first loss for both, for one of the 2 teams here.
You know, this has the potential to do exactly the same thing as the first one, and really is taken to overtime. Both of these teams are very capable, very confident on Ascent. The same thing on Icebox. I just really think this entire series is going to be a series of minute differences between these 2 teams, because you saw how much talent there was on both rosters, whether it's aim, whether it's the strats, everything was just hitting 100% on both of these teams here. Aresta, they started off a little bit slow, but eventually they got into the game itself, and then GamDaeng, they were hot until the very, very last couple of rounds there. So if this goes the distance, if we go into another set of overtimes here, I do think we might see a 2-0, but obviously that's going to be all up in the air.
Of course. Aresta will have to prove to us that they are the veterans, they are the ones with the upper hands here, but GamDaeng, it's going to be the true test for them after losing a heartbreaking loss like that. It's all about how you get up from that failure, I guess, right? Losing the close rounds that they should have maybe won just because of those micro mistakes they made. They just didn't make it happen this time. But map 2 is, of course, up to them. It's in their hands to play how they want to play it. And I see a Viper being overpicked, but I don't think that's going to happen. Come on.
Is it going to be a double? I don't think it's going to be a double controller here. It might not be the case, but we've seen a couple of weird things here and there. I do want to see the Omen again.
We do want to see the Omen, don't we?
Neon?
I feel like the Omen is a very... Neon is not going to happen on Ascent just yet, I feel like. Nuki, though, I think she's very comfortable on the Reyna. We are going to see the Omen on Rudy's, so there you go. A very aggressive lineup on the side of Aresta this time around. And GamDaeng, they did play with a safer lineup, and of course they're still going to stick to that Astra Killjoy combo, while Pitchy is still trying to figure out what she's going to play. And I don't think a Viper is the perfect choice here. KO, however,
I like the KO.
Yes.
The double initiator on Ascent defense, I love it. You're going to be able to play so aggressively on that defensive side. I think it's a great pickup. The KO has worked phenomenally on Ascent. It's a match made in heaven. But on the other side, I love the fact that we're seeing Rudy on the Omen. You don't have her on the Sage anymore. But that just means that Rudy can play just that much more aggressive. And with a strong lineup like the one that you have on the Aresta side, who can just, hit headshots all day long, having that Omen bolster your attacking side just by that much could be a very, very big difference here in map number 2.
I love how explosive they are with the Jet and Reyna plus the Omen. Just off of the back of a paranoia, I think they can just entry anywhere they want to go. Like any map area they want to take control of, I think it's going to be very easy and very handy for them to do it. And so it's a challenge for GamDaeng to defend, but they do have some really defensive agents like Killjoy and Astra. Not exactly the best controller for now after the nerf, but as a Sentinel, though, I feel like Astra is like a pseudo Sentinel, just with her pulls and Nova Pulse, and the Nebula is also working wonders to defend a site, especially with a map like this. There's very narrow choke points on A short and B main and A main. I feel like Astra can still shine here, so it's going to be up to Panmouse this time around. Pressure's off of Nuki, I think. Nuki delivered that last game, and I think we're going to see her just have a good time here from the get-go. There's no more warm-up needed, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Because you saw all of the members in Aresta side just all warmed up by the end of it. Because all of them were having their moments. And when you have all of... Oh my god, they're going to start with a straight-up... That's a 4-man rush. But Aresta, they're ready for it. Pinches or not, they're always going to win. They do not care. They do not care if you pinch them from multiple angles. They will win those duels. Now, up here towards mid, they have
last player standing.
And it's a double play. You can't even win that now. It's Mo3. Okay, gets one. That's it. But look at how aggressive the side of GamDaeng starts, and I like the idea. But after you get steamrolled like that on Icebox, the momentum is riding high from Aresta.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just momentum or it's just Nuki and Noxy being the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
They're just so perfect playing off of each other. They knew exactly which angles they needed to focus on first. They killed all the players towards mid link and just swung and killed 2 more. I mean, sure. I guess you can't really push these 2 players.
That was insane. They're so good at playing from like an off position where even if you push them, even if you got multiple numbers and utility coming your way, they're still gonna pop your head.
That was perfect. And now we're gonna see them slow down a little bit. And I guess this is up to GamDaeng really if they want to make a play in their eco round. Do not fail. Unfortunately, that was the last round. But of course, this Dank is going to be very good. And Noxy is going to be a bit more weary trying to entry on her own. Yeah, she still does it. That is her job. She will still do it. And of course, Nuki getting 2 easy kills with the Spectre. Will go for more. Will get punished by Panics. Again with the Classic. I think it was Panics as well last game.
Yeah, free gun, by the way.
Classic, a free gun, by the way. But of course, 2v4. Too tough to handle.
Yeah, I think if they can get one more, it's already going to be worth it. They have picked up a Spectre, so it is at least a better chance, and a Sheriff. Nice idea for them to at least get another kill, maybe 2 more. Try to keep them at bay here. They know that they want to die, so they're gonna try to at least take a couple more with them as time ticks away. They will hear the footsteps leaving. Smoke comes in through.
Chance.
Oh, pick one! Pick one! Oh no! She couldn't pick one!
This is like a buffet. You know, in a buffet, it's really hard for you to pick which food you want to try and open
and you try to take too much, and then you just drop the plate.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, I guess, what happened there. Unfortunate for Pitchy. Next time, just be more decisive, ladies and gentlemen. Pick one. Start with that, and if you want more, take more. But make sure you finish one first.
Life lessons from Valorant here from Coach Sleepy, of course. I have been on the receiving end of that so many times. You see 3 of them, and you're just like, what do we do? What do we do? And you try to line them up. But it is what it is. Gun round now, however, so GamDaeng, they have 1 player on the Bulldog. It's not ideal, but on a map like Ascend, it's going to be absolutely fine. It's just fine to have a Bulldog right here as they make their way towards the B split. They have GamDaeng on the defense. A couple of players buried towards the back of the site here. Rotation not yet coming in 100%, but they are identified right now. They have committed Peachy and Mobe to the back. They spot each other, but they don't shoot for a second now. And they try to stick a nice lineup with a Nano Swarm, and Nuki gets a kill somehow still. Peachy gets one. Ooh, immediately traded up by Nuki, and it's now a 3v3.
But that was a good kill off of her Nuki because now she's got a Phantom and a full HP. It's going to be a tough post-plant to play for GamDaeng. And look at that, Nuki finding more impact and the positions in the post-plant. Too perfect for Aresta. And again, we see a 3-0. A bonus converted into a win. And now we're going to see Nuki just have the time of her life this game after that warm-up in the first game. 7-1 already. My lord.
Yeah, so this is the big difference between game 1 and game number 2, right? Nuki was like non-existent in the first few rounds. Now she's starting with 7-1, and that is not a good sign if you are GamDaeng. No, that's the Reyna.
That's the Reyna, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
Momentum, just ride the momentum. And the crazy part was she started last round with a frenzy. I was like, are you sure, Nuki? And apparently
she got the long range kill through right in front of the Nano Swarm. It's like, okay, whatever. I guess that happens.
And now we're going to see another slow round here. This is perfect from Aresta, I feel like. They knew exactly they have the advantage with guns. And they don't want to fall into the traps of GamDaeng. We see a Bucky on the hands of Pitchy, and that's not going to be a fun way to start the round if they get killed by a Bucky. And I feel like there is a chance for Pitchy here to get a kill here. Because B main is going to be a target for Aresta. And not going to find anything just yet. Changing directions once more. I feel like, oh, we'll see Pitchy. Pitchy. Can you find a kill here? Oh, this is going to be so close. And they're just waiting. This is a stalemate. Nobody's trying to move. And this Lear is going to be misleading because the Bucky is not going to be affected still. Noxy finds the kill instead. And the Bucky will fail. Do not fail. That spray is like so So perfect.
30 seconds left.
Oh no. Yep. I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah. This is something I always tell people. Don't push your weapon so much, because this is gonna give you regrets later on. And Movace will regret dropping down to logs there because she's not gonna get a kill. She's gonna get killed instead. 4v2. This is gonna be another exit play for GamDaeng. Not sure if they can get one actually, because Nuki's on fire. Panmiles will find one. Low HP. He's actually gonna just try and reserve this ultimate orb that the players on the side of Aresta can get, but she's not gonna allow it. So no ultimate, no Blade Storm for Noxie.
Yeah, no Blade Storm at all, and that's really going to be, I'd say, a very big deal coming in. But, you know, the money doesn't matter right now for Aresta.
No.
They're just swimming in it.
Oh, they're rolling.
They have, what, a few thousand, 4,000 apiece on the players right here. 2,000 at the last end of that round. Now they're going to be probably at 5K. So I don't think there's going to be any chance that GamDaeng breaks the economy of Aresta in the next couple rounds here, especially after that last one. You know, it's gonna have to be outplay after outplay. It's gonna be such a slog to even break their economy. I don't know, it's tough. And Nuki's at 9 and 2.
Meanwhile, Linux is slowing down so
it's 6K
hard.
on Noxie. It's okay.
Yeah. Still 0 on the side of Linux, unfortunately. No op in sight. Not sure if you want to op this game though, because the fast pace being brought by Aresta is not allowing you to have space to play with the operator. So, yeah, I don't know if they have the ability to adapt to this fast executes later on. We'll see from Aresta. Aresta are playing slow, sure, in the first 40, 50 seconds, but once they know where they want to go, they're so explosive.
Yeah.
It's really hard to respond to it.
And I think the biggest problems right now, GamDaeng's not using their composition to the best of their abilities. They have the KO, they have the Sova. Get that early map control. Go out and push and try to find something alongside maybe an operator later on. Get that early pick, get early map control. But they're not doing it. They're waiting passive. They're playing so patiently. And that's just allowing the rest of these free executes onto the sites. Nobody started challenge, no information at all. And that's going to be a problem to have to do.
Yeah, but I guess the one thing they have going for them, GamDaeng, they have 2 initiators to start a retake with. So maybe that can work out, maybe not. So we'll have to find out here, of course. We'll see if Aresta will be able to defend this postman off of this lockdown. This lockdown is going to get forced. Nuki will find 2 kills. We'll try and destroy the lockdown, but never mind. We'll get traded, and Rudy's will try and salvage this round. We'll get traded again. So 2v1 Rosie. Rosie is going to get detained, and of course, that's going to be a round for GamDaeng. Finally, we'll find one off of that lockdown, so it's really worth it, that ultimate.
But they lose 3.
They lose 3, though. Economy is not a good state right now.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be able to buy maybe 4 rifles. I think maybe 4, maybe even 5. But again, if they lose this one, it's gonna be another sort of economic reset, and that's what we saw in Icebox, right? They win a round, they get challenged economically, they lose the next one, and they get completely reset. They're up to pistols in the next one. So what's absolutely crucial for GamDaeng here is if they get to string 2 or 3 rounds together, they build up that bank, they build up that economy, so that they're able to get at least a few more rounds in a row where they have a little bit of a safety net to get into it.
Yeah, oh, that 0 point is so crucial. That was so perfect. If that 0 point didn't connect, I think Noxie would have been inside by now. But that is a delay. The one exact thing that I wanted to see out of Pitchy there is the delay, because they're not taking control, so the least they can do is delay, right? And I guess it's working out so far, but the problem is they're still not taking any control either. And this is giving so much space to Aresta. Look, they can just go B main if they want. They can go mid if they want. They can go A short, A main. Anywhere on the map, they can go and just execute again like last time.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be a fun retake for GamDaeng.
Yeah, they're relying a lot on their retakes, which is fine because they're really good on the retakes so far. But Aresta, they know this. The question is, how is Aresta gonna adjust to this? Will they try to find more ways on, or are they just happy to just go onto the site and try to find here.
Yikes.
But
Oh?
what the hell? He wasn't even looking that
30
way. Pat
seconds
Miles absolutely stunned by that entry. Now 4v5 here. The spike gets planted down to 3. This could spell disaster for GamDaeng. Like we said, this round is crucial for them to build up that economy.
That's
If
right.
they lose this one already, then they broken the very next one and fourth, maybe a 6-1.
Oh man, that is so hard to think about right now, but of course they'll have to focus on this retake. Good smokes to cover A main, so at least they can take control of Hell. And so it's down to a 3v3, and of course that Hunter's Fury is cancelled by this null command, and Linux is doing wonders here, not finishing the job and turning away in the wrong time, and of course that will allow a Rosie to just finish off of our diffuser. Panics not gonna be able to defuse the spike in time. 5-1. Yeah, they're broke. They are not getting back into this game.
It's exactly what we talked about. Same thing as Icebox, man. Like, they get around, they can't win. They should have done a little bit better to, you know, keep her teammates safe right there, because there's a free kill towards Hell. And at the same time, I do have to give props. Rudy S. What an amazing flank right there, just at the right time. Stalls long enough to make him think that there's no flank coming in through, leaving the two players in A main. And just going from a side kill flank right there, keeping the A main player alive, the one remaining A player alive. Yet another free site.
Oh man, there's no stopping this, right? Because they don't have the agents to deal with this, except for the Killjoy. The Killjoy has always been playing B, and Bitchy will find an over-aggressive Noxie, and this will allow them a retake, I feel like. It's a 4v3. Very dangerous, especially with this Hunter's Fury. It's not going to connect just yet because the range is way too close. It's really hard to handle this range, but this allows the teammates. Her teammates are now entering off of that Hunter's Fury, and that gave them the distraction to kill each of the players on the side of Aresta and giving them yet another round after losing a very crucial one. So maybe they're not that far off this game.
Maybe, but I do have to say though, Noxie definitely getting a little bit too aggressive with that push there towards Heaven. There were two players watching it, but I would, sure, that's a fine push if you have someone to flash for you.
That's right.
But you just dry peek it and kind of get punished like that, giving a free advantage towards the GamDaeng side. So might have to curtail that aggression a little bit. Yeah. Especially when you have the weapon advantage, man. You do not want to get away those battles.
Exactly what we needed to talk about, but maybe this is not the best time to talk about those mistakes. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
The VOD reviews. Maybe later. We'll have a talk with the coach. But for now, though, Linux will have the operator out. Will not have a chance, like I said. They're so aggressive. There's just not enough space for Linux to work with the operator. And suddenly, Noxie's already on side. Will die to the Nanoswarm, and Panics just very calmly tapping towards lane, getting another kill, while Nuki will finally find an entry towards that backside and will have the spike planted. But a 4v3 retake, this is looking very winnable for the side of GamDaeng, even with this operator.
Yeah. And they're sending a couple players here on the flank towards B main. Rudy gonna come down to the timing on this one. No footsteps. Oh, this is horrible. From the shadows, could save her life. Gets closer to mid. Cancels it. No, she gets in towards mid, so it might actually work out for the flank right here. Rosie gets a nice wall bang. And that's going to be a very big lockdown. If Rosie destroys this lockdown, it might actually be great for them right here. But they don't detain anybody. They get two players.
Two detained!
It's all up to Rosie. It's all up to Rosie. What can she do? Coming from the flank right now, up in here towards lane. Can't land anything. It's PG. The big triple kill. Easy though. No! No time!
No way! What a twist that round. That was off of the lockdown, I feel like. The lockdown on the side of the attackers allowed enough time.
What?
I thought they would have had time, and nobody just defused. They were so focused on killing the two detained players, they forgot that there's no time to defuse after killing those two players. So Rosie didn't even need to do anything there. She just needed to stay alive, and well, even if she died, which she did, it was still a win for Aresta. And that was, again, another heartbreaking loss for them.
And I think Rudy actually forced the diffuser off the spike for a couple seconds. Not sure. I'll have to look at the.
Not sure.
But we'll have to take a little bit of a closer look at that one, as the economy again. GamDaeng, they won a thrifty, but now they're broke again, and it's like they can't catch a break, man.
They cannot catch a break. There's no time for the poor to relax. They still have to work hard for this. it's real life, man. If you're poor, you gotta work, right? Like we are right now, I guess. Mo3 though, trying to get a very free kill through the smoke, and this will allow the side of GamDaeng to repurpose their players by rotating them. But Nuki will have no problem finding yet again another entry to the B side, and again, B side will be the playground for this round.
Okay, that's a good dink here, but they still have to follow that up. Dock dart right there lands onto 2 very nicely. They're gonna smoke off that B main player. How will they deal with him? They're gonna throw another piece of utility, a fragment, just to keep him at bay. Really looking for that pick. Okay, how? This random spray through the smoke still finds him. Now a 3v2 here. Mo3 working their way towards that lane. Pan Miles doesn't really have much. Maybe we'll also pick up something. Okay, Mo3 gets a nice rumble. Nice straight on Nuke. He heals up yet again, and that's a nice headshot. 1v1 right now. And it's a close range shot from Pan Miles, but there's no time. Beautiful tap on the head. Cannot follow it up with a defuse. Amazing round, but again, it's the rounds that still goes Aresta.
Yeah. No matter how close it gets, it's still Aresta's round. And I just want to highlight again, Pan Miles, the Viper from last game, the Astra this game. What are these headshots? Ridiculous. It's a freaking Marshall, man. It's so hard to hit the headshot. No scope too. Yeah, she got aim, but unfortunately aim alone is not going to win you the game. And they are getting left behind so far. 2-7. Even though Mo3 is doing really well with her frags, but I feel like she's getting ignored because she's always either getting killed first or totally ignored. And this is not a fun game to play if you just die first or you just have to play all those retakes like what she's going to be doing now. If they get the entry towards A, at least Linux will stay alive for now. And this will allow side of Aresta to once again entry towards A without any challenge.
Yeah, and again, it's a decent idea to go for that aggressive position. But what I'd really like to see them do is throw maybe like, I don't know, like a knife and then sort of grab double foot on top of it, maybe a flash, and then take A main and hold wine. Maybe push even deeper than that, take B main. Because, you know, GamDaeng, they're playing, again, still so passively. They're relying on these retakes. But the retake right now working out for them.
Okay.
They get kills right here, but Noxy with a quick double, leaving Rudy in a 1v. Rest. Okay, it's Peachy to actually close it out with a nice double kill. In GamDaeng, they're going to be able to find the third round, still keeping this game competitive.
Okay. Yes, the retake worked this time around, but I agree with you, Rilu. I think they should be playing all these aggressive takes towards A main or maybe even B main, especially if they have an operator on the hands of Linux. But we're not seeing that just yet because, well, again, the economic situation on the side of GamDaeng is not very supportive of an operator play. And this almost worked out again for Rudy's doing the flank from A short. But yeah, they need to take active control, I feel like. If they're always relying on the retake, eventually I think Aresta will know how to deal with that retake. Yeah. But I guess that worked out last round because they have a Cosmic Divide to play with, so it was kind of unexpected for Aresta. And that surprise element worked out in their favor, but they don't have many of those ultimates.
Yeah, the last round that they won also was off a big ultimate with the lockdown. Yeah, so they are relying on those lockdowns a little bit, those ultimates, I think, a little bit too much, and they wouldn't have to if they got a little bit more early. Map control forced a little bit more utility from the Aresta players early on, but now at least they have Aresta on an eco, so we should be at least seeing a 7-4 here, and that, unless an absolute miracle play happens here from the Aresta side here. Pan Miles, not okay.
Yeah,
what?
There you go.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a nice kill, and that's kind of what happens there. If you start landing those ridiculous shots, and that's going to be a Vandal picked up as well right now. Can they follow up on it? That's the question. They need to back Izengi up. No, but Izengi escaped.
Wow.
For free with a Vandal.
Yeah, that's going to be something they can bring towards B side if they choose to do so, which I think they are.
30 seconds left.
Give it to Noxy, yes, but Noxy is pretty comfortable with the Sheriff now, trying to destroy a drone. I mean, a recon. Sorry, what am I saying? A turret! Oh my god. But they are going to enter into B once again, but that was a great flash. And the dash is kind of awkward because she's not looking at anything meaningful. And this will allow Bo3 to stop them in their tracks with a triple spray down.
Out of
Pitchy to close it out. That is a 4-7, like you said.
Last
No
round
real
before the
challenge
switch.
there. That was off of a perfect flash moment from Pitchy. And that, I guess, funneled the players of Aresta towards Bo3's warm embrace. And
Yeah.
4-7. It was a very good one, I feel like.
I feel like this gameplay right now from GamDaeng, it's really good, but it's very straightforward, I'd say. Like, they're not just playing solid fundamental stuff. But, like, let's say you put this team up against, you know, the likes of Alter Ego Celeste, you will need to start bringing out the operators. You will need to start bringing out, you know, the aggressive plays, because fundamental strong teams are, you know, yeah, it's great. You have a great retake, but how far is this going to take you in the tournament? You know, it might be enough to stand up against Aresta for now, but there definitely has to be a level of development and complexity that you bring to the table, especially if you want to go up against the likes of Bren, up against the likes of X10, or even Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, the layers they have to put on, there's more needed, right? They can't just go
Like an
and
onion.
take fights like an onion. The deeper you go, the better you'll do in this game changer circuit. I love onions, by the way, so I think I'll do well, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to play in this circuit. So.
Blocking vision.
Anyway, we'll see Panmal trying to defend this again. Astra, her effectiveness as a central is true and tested, and look at that! A double spray down through the smoke even. That's going to allow her to just stay still on the side without taking a single drop of damage. And she's done her job once again. And this is awkward now for Aresta.
30 seconds left.
No entry fraggers. I guess they're still Nuki, but again, what is she going to do? Just no utilities whatsoever unless she gets a kill.
Yeah, it's going to be all up to those quick picks right now. And that's going to be from the shadows, just to identify some of those. 14 seconds left. They got to go. This is the last round. No time. I think this round is pretty much done. They stalled out and 8 miles. 10 miles rather. Able to get the last couple of kills. A little bit strange to me that they didn't enter at the same time as the rest of the players. And I do think that there was a little bit of discoordination on that entry, on that A side take. They're kind of like, okay, I'm on site. Where's everyone else? So a little bit of confusion. Aresta having a little bit of a moment there, just not being fully in sync with one another. But as we go into the defensive side, hopefully we can see a little bit more of that creativity that Aresta brings up against, you know, a team like GamDaeng.
Yes, and they need to show us what they can do once again with this ultra-aggressive lineup with double duelist, with an Omen. There's not many things they can do to just defend a side by staying still, like what we saw Panmals do. She was able to do that because she's an Astra, and she was able to, you know, make use of her gravity well and just isolate duels with Noxie, for example, and that made sure that she got a kill and then spray, transfer towards the smoke, and then get another kill and stay alive. But you can't really do that with Omen, and the only real thing that you have to delay any push like that is a paranoia. And once your paranoia is exhausted, then you're pretty much like a sitting duck, waiting to get killed on side. And it's going to depend on how well your teammates are backing you up. And maybe that's the game plan here for Aresta with their ultra-aggressive lineup. Or they're going to be finally doing what we've been recommending GamDaeng that they can do, like, for example, take aiming control, take wine control, and play ultra-aggressive angles using their Arena and Jet, because that's where they shine most, because get one kill, get out, get one kill, get out, and play the man advantage.
Yeah, and I want to go back to something that you did say a little bit earlier on. GamDaeng with their you said, and I think you hit the nail on the head absolutely perfectly. Their lineup is for taking either early map control or just having amazing retakes with the double initiator. And it's clear to me, clear to us right now that they wanted to go for the latter.
Yes.
Obviously, you kind of want a little bit more diversity with your gameplay, just be able to, you know, change things up a little bit more. But, you know, if it's not broken, I guess why fix it? So 7-5 here, we go to the next pistol round. Let's see what Aresta brings to the table on the defense. They're having a quick B main push. And at the same time, they're having 3 stacked towards B just in case they go down. And on the other side, you got GamDaeng just finding a little bit more information here towards A main. Just a little bit of a poke and prod, but he's really committing too hard.
But I love what this Killjoy is doing, because that was a turret destroyed, but she still has an alarm bot there. So she knows the B is not being pushed. But this is tricky because now if they're not pushing B, that means they're going to rotate towards A if they're still going towards A. So this is a bit awkward for GamDaeng, because they are going into a side where there's more people, even off of that information by the Killjoy. So I don't know how well this is going to go. So we'll see. The flash is good. Lucy will get spotted by the drone. The entry is on, and Lennox will find a kill, even though she gets dinged first. And that is a successful entry, despite going into a side where there's more people, but the shock dart will deny that spike plant. There's no second shock dart.
Spike planted.
Bo3 will get a kill of her own from the flank. That was such an effective play. And this is going to be a very tough retake to do unless Noxy and Nuki, again, the dynamic duo, with 2 kills between them. And this fragment will be delaying them for 2-3 seconds, but it's
one enemy remaining.
Kills. And of course, Nuki is not shy to get her kills, and that is, of course, an impossible retake. Sorry, impossible post-plant for Bo3 alone, especially with only 5 HP. So 5-8, Aresta looking really good for this defense.
It's really Nuki who's just above and beyond in this game for the Aresta side. Everybody else a little bit more quiet as opposed to the last game, because Nuki's at like 16 right now. The person next to her is like 9. So just Nuki has been sort of stepping up
Insane.
here. Bo3 is at 17 as well, which is kind of insane. Peachy right behind. It's like the players who didn't really step up in the previous game, Bo3 and Peachy, now they're at the very top here.
But at what cost, though? Because Lennox is not playing a good game right now, and this is costing them a lot of rounds. And when you couple that with the duelists on the side of Aresta just performing the games of their lives, then this is not a great combo for GamDaeng. 5-8, looking like it's going to be a 5-9 soon because, well, they only have Sheriff's Ghost and Classics. Free guns can get kills, but you can't really rely on them.
Stay down.
And, of course, Noxy with a Marshall will have a fun time clicking the bodies of armorless players on the side of GamDaeng.
There's nothing more satisfying than getting a Marshall kill up against equal players.
Just one-tap everybody. No matter where they click them, but free gun, by the way.
Oh, spots out Nuki. Nuki forced to push in the corner, goes down, and they timed that swing perfectly. Now Izengi was able to get a trade.
Spike down A.
Oh, but they recover it quite happily. Steals it away in the dead of night like a thief. Now it'll be a 3v3.
30
only
seconds left
here, but they do have a Spectre on one player. See how this goes out. Good paranoia. Can they capitalize on it? Rudy S looking for something.
One enemy remaining.
For him. For her. Run down the hill. Here's the last kill. And Aresta be able to take that next round here. 9-5. To work their way towards the double digit. Aresta looking a little bit cleaner, but that bonus round, that eco round, way too painful. They lose 2 players on that one.
And to a classic, no less, right? I mean, the right click on this gun, man, there's just not enough. Look at it.
Oh, God.
What was Noxy's first? Miss one shot, and you have no chance of winning. Nuki, Arena, trying to get a kill with Spectres, dying to a right click classic. This gun's got to go. One way or another. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Well, it is what it is. We'll see if it comes in. Yeah, free gun. But now Rosie, that they do actually spot out Rosie and force her back onto towards that site. Can't punish any further. No wall bans right now. But it's some level of control that they do have here towards B. So, true to the form of GamDaeng, they like to get a little bit of map control before they decide to do anything. And Aresta, what?
What?
Pan Miles just getting melted down there. I don't know how they found her. It's just, I guess, a lucky guess, but still, that allows them an opportunity to split here towards A, where there's only one player defending, and that's just Noxy.
Noxy, a Jet with no real utilities to defend, and only a Ghost. This is not looking good for Aresta. But of course, if there's a backup coming from Izengi, then maybe there's a chance for them. But it's going to come down to the timing here. The smoke is going to allow Izengi to push, actually. And that's a good ghost kill, but the mustache! Linux will be able to capitalize that mistake and get a free kill towards Noxie, and this is going to be a very tough
30
retake,
seconds
especially
left.
with all the Spectres.
Spike
So
planted.
play the gun advantage, play the range. No need to be too overeager for the side of GamDaeng. And if they can just stay disciplined here, I think this is going to be a very, very easy part, especially with the timing on Rosie. That is so heartbreaking. And Linux will be able to secure this area towards Hell, and there's no real way for Aresta to come back in this round.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. It's pretty much done. I do think that if Aresta gets maybe 2 kills, they can probably have something really challenge the economy.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, they don't even get that one, but 7 HP. Fall back. Great paranoia. They
Okay.
find one more. And they're going to try to escape here. If he can get one on the cross, no, can't get it. Rudy has to die, but they find 3.
Oh!
Oh, Linux didn't make it, so that's very worthwhile for the Aresta side that they find 3 kills on the bonus.
I think so. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Bonus round to deplete the economy on the side of GamDaeng, but yeah, that was an awkward dash by Noxie. I can't believe she got a kill with a ghost actually at that ring versus Vandals and a Bulldog. That was commendable by Noxie. That was not enough to win the round, but I think the damage was done, and I think we're gonna see the benefits of that here on this next round, especially with a full buy for Aresta. I see they've converted more Phantom users. They have 3 Phantom users now.
Maybe it's just Ascent. I know, yeah, on Ascent it's better, I guess, because you don't have to,
not
the range.
that long range. Yeah.
Not like Icebox. So
I don't like it.
But they put up the cosmic divide, allows them to get onto lane, and that allows them a little bit of a safe path. They don't even activate any of the traps. Great flash. Rosie has to give it up completely, so this B site is just emptied out. This is a free site. They're able to plant it yet again, but now Aresta is going to have to go and dig deep for this retake, especially after Noxie goes down early 4v5.
Oh man, early 4v5. Noxie was found too early, I feel like, but Aresta will try and find the kills. Wow, they found 2 quick ones too. This is going to be a very possible retake, especially with the pinch on Pitchy. The Pitchy will not be pinched just so easily, and it's suddenly a 2v1 now with only Rudy as remaining with 11 HP, especially with the Nano Swarm on the spike. There's no way for Rudy's to win this, but she does have a duck cover to try and cover the spike, but I don't think she has the time to do any of those things, especially with Move's just mauling her from the side, and that is a very great execute from GamDaeng. Got scary a little bit. Aresta finally somehow getting 2-3 kills towards the end there, but in the end they prevailed.
Yeah, after this play right here, I thought it was all over, but somehow it was, what was it, a 2v5 that they somehow won?
It was, yeah.
2v5 retake, amazing stuff from GamDaeng. And they just pulled one out of the hat. Aresta just looked a little bit, and again, it's Aresta looking a little disjointed, a little bit out of sorts, because that was a 2v5. They should have just been playing a little bit more passively, covering the control, covering the the control points,
Placing swarm grenade.
the angles that they needed to
Swarm
work with.
grenade
But instead, it sort of slipped away from their grasp. And this isn't the first time this has happened to Aresta. I feel like they get a little bit too antsy when they're in the lead.
Yeah, it gets to you, right? You have the lead. It feels like you get a bit complacent, and you, I guess, skip some steps in the retake or in the post plan, and that costs you the round in the end, especially at this level. We are in the playoffs. We do have the top 8 playing right now, so we can't afford any of those small mistakes. And with this map control towards mid, I guess they get the info that it's going to be an A hit, but the question is, are they responding fast enough to do anything about it? Because I think they're not going to expect Penmiles. Penmiles is going to check this clearly. That is such a good discipline on the corner checking. Rosie will get a kill, maybe even more. Nuki, though, with a kill of her own with the Sheriff. Sheriff can be scary. The timing couldn't be worse for Pitchy. Pulling out that fragment and off of the recon is Zengi will find a kill through the wall. Will get a reply in kind with a wall bang of her own Pitchy. Now it's a 2v3. They do have the gun advantage, but they don't have the numbers, and the numbers, I think, win in this case.
Yeah, unless they push. I think they need to push, find a kill. But Nuki hits a shot.
No way.
And now it's on 1v2 here. PhD cannot hit the shot. It's Nuki with another triple to take us into double digits. And Aresta will find a quick retake. Well played And they'll somehow get the double digits on a thrifty. Aresta just, you know, they lose this round, and then they're kind of the previous round, and they're kind of like, yeah, we kind of threw that. Let's try extra hard with the pistols this
30
time.
seconds left.
And guess what? It works.
It works. It's funny how they decided to work extra hard when they have worse guns. When they do have the proper
But there is
guns,
that mentality, right? Like
exactly,
you have
yeah.
You have the pistols, and you're like, okay, well, we might as well just try to get kills.
We'll try.
And then they do it.
Oh my god. Aresta, double digits, 10-7. We're getting closer to a 2-0 finish for the Thailand. Both teams are from Thailand.
Get out of my way.
So I guess we know now who the better Thailand players are, huh?
For now.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Also, map number 1 was just so close. It could have went
close.
to GamDaeng side.
That's true. Okay, we'll see if
But the operators
they
now
remember the
finally out.
spike. We'll see if they remember the spike here. They do.
They do. They finally brought somebody back to get it, and it's a long, long road for
It
Peachy to get
is.
back to the rest of the team.
They have a lot of ultimates, though.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3.
4.
Almost 4.
No, 4.
Oh, wait. 4 on the side of Aresta, yes. So they can defend as well. And that is if they expect this. And unfortunately for Rudy's, he's going to get sacked, and the Paradigm will try and stop them. And this push by Pan Miles, what a swing! That was a free kill on the operator. My goodness me. Rudy will survive on the side, but not for long, I guess. He's got a kill first, and Pan Miles, of course, with a trade, will make this an easy
30 seconds
2v2.
left.
And Zengi, unfortunately, will not find it with their Hunter Fury, so it's really a bit tough. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Oh, they get the res, but Rosie's there to punish, and here comes the lockdown as well. Now, in this 2v2, what do? Do they push for it? Gonna try to go for the lineup, but it's taking too long. He needs to decide.
Forgot.
Peachy forgot the lineup. Can't go for it. Sees the bullet. Sees the body. But look at, oh my god, gets detained. No, a moment of indecision, and Rosie capitalizes. GamDaeng panic at the lockdown, and it costs them the round.
Oh man, if she actually remembered the lineup, that would have been perfect.
Big shout out to the observer, by the way, that actually saw that.
Yeah,
Massive pick to see that she missed the lineup, because I swear that was just so unfortunate. You saw her trying to line up. Wait, do I have time? No, I'm just gonna push.
And that was the unfortunate thing. She needed to push because she forgot the lineup, but there was no time. So even if she did manage to destroy the lockdown, there's just no time to plant a spike. And that was just, all in all, a good round for Aresta, making it really hard for GamDaeng to make a decision even. So once more, we'll see them take active map control. I love this. And this aim, this crosser placement, that's just perfect. Free kill for Noxy. And once again, we'll see them in an advantage, not just in terms of numbers, but also in terms of their weaponry. And this is looking really close to a match point for Aresta.
Yeah, match point is very much possible. It is in the books. 4v5. And on an eco and GamDaeng, yet again, how many times are we going to see them on eco? It hurts to say, but if you spend more than half of your time on eco,
you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're not going to have a good time.
Save more! Spend less on unnecessary things, please, ladies.
Oh, this stop guard could be big.
Oh!
Oh, you hate to see
that is
but you
salt
also love to
injury
see
there.
it.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay. Sova Nerd verified here. That was a good shock dart kill and almost getting a chip damage on the follow-up.
30 seconds left.
3 players still healthy, relatively speaking. No armor on Peachy and Panmal, so Linux will have to do wonders with her Sheriff, but never mind. She's left alone. A new key is going to find 2, especially with Noxy with the operator cover. There's just no entry whatsoever for GamDaeng, and this is looking like a very possible first loss for GamDaeng's Ascent if Aresta can hold their grounds on this last round, potentially, if they win.
There still is the lower bracket, so if you're fans of GamDaeng, not over yet. They still have another chance in the lower bracket. This is the first day after all, so we're still seeing the upper bracket. And if you guys are just tuning in, this is game number 2. Icebox with the
Placing
block. That was
grenade.
like a
Oh, man,
triple
that was-
overtime.
Love the game.
Lovely game, indeed. You just missed it, so go back and watch the
Obscuring
VODs if you missed it entirely. But now, GamDaeng,
You
a
want
little
to
bit of a
fight
Hail
it?
Mary play here. They're just going to throw all their utility. They're going to throw everything, the
I've seen
cosmic
this
divide
before.
here towards B, and they're just going to hope for the best. And it's an open site, so it's again another 5v5 retake we're about to see. Okay, can't shoot through that. Can't shoot through that.
Can't shoot through that.
You should run.
We were excited
Spike
for a
planted.
second. Oh, free kill, free kill. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Cosmic Divide, such a broken utility. And therefore, Astra is still in play. And this is when it comes down to the timing. Oh, not just the timing, apparently, but also the flick on Panics. And Panics, well, I guess panic a little bit there after getting traded by Nuxie. And
Still in
this
sight.
is now becoming a very possible 4v4. But there's not enough time. Aresta to play around, but this recon is so perfect for them to try and get back into this round with that one kill.
What a shot.
Nuki is gonna follow up, and that's another one.
Player
Peachy is
standing.
gonna be in a pinch now. 1v3 to close the round. If they want to stay in the game, they have to make this work. And Peachy is actually doing it, and the defuse is not gonna happen. And the right kill Classic is actually gonna deny. The spike is gonna explode, and GamDaeng is still in the game. What?
It's not over. It's not over,
not
guys.
over.
What is that?
You assumed it was over, didn't you? I did. I know I did. But
In the smoke,
my God.
she somehow manages to find a lineup, and then they both run out of bullets. What a shot!
oh man, perfect round by Pitchy. That was the exact thing she needed to do if they wanted to stay alive, and she did it. But still, there are 4 rounds to go for them to equalize and bring us to overtime again. And I don't think it's going to be that easy, especially with limited economy. Like they have,
Yeah,
they
they
have
lose
rifles.
everyone.
They lost to everyone, and now they have to play with the Spectre and Fan Mouse. That's not good.
Well, they have 100 period at least, so there's one ultimate they can use. But Linux taking so much damage without having anyone. Might go down right now, but Linux wins the duel, finds the Tracer, follows the Tracer, finds the kill. And now it's 4v5. They haven't secured spawn, but they have secured a bomb. Spike
planted.
It's going to be a 4v5 now. Retake coming in. Linux still has 48 HP left. No way to heal. With time ticking away like this, they're going to have to be very decisive on this. Noxie has an operator. Might be actually worth the save already.
Saving.
Yeah, maybe just go for exits. This round is
Exits.
so difficult with an operator if you don't get a early kill.
Yeah. And the problem is if they don't get the exits here, the economy is going to build up on GamDaeng, and maybe they're not going to worry about that too much later on. And that gives them a better chance to come back into this. And I like this by GamDaeng. Linux somehow finding that kill, I think that was the game changer. No pun intended. And Nuki, will find Linux though. The economy damage is going to be felt a little bit. And Pan Miles cannot die here and will have Vandal, otherwise it's not worth it. And well, I guess in the end it's not going to happen. So economy is still going to be a problem for GamDaeng, but they are 1 round closer to equalizing to Aresta.
I think they will have, because they kept 3 alive, I think they will still have enough to buy full in this one. It's Aresta who I think might have to actually equal there. We might see a double-digit scoreline for GamDaeng.
Is that finally going to happen? I feel like it's been so long since the last time we saw Aresta doing an eco.
Yeah, they had money this entire game, but I feel like they're finally gonna be on an eco. No, never mind. They can still buy another.
That's an operator on hands on Noxie. Eco?
Nah, we need
Oh,
eco.
man. Okay.
But look at this peak! Noxie, that's what you want to see with the operator.
Yes, sir.
Look for that opening pick. Look for that early aggression. That is what you want to see on the Aresta side. Gets them an early 4v5. And very much a lot of map control here towards mid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
with just that one pick, so much has been done here for the Aresta side.
And the worst part is that was a killjoy. The map control that Movaze was providing for GamDaeng was all incinerated with just that one kill. And it's going to be up to the rest of the 4 players. They're going to try and find a spike point now. They will get it, and there's a surprise by Noxie. Noxie,
Why?
suicidal, not appreciated. That wasn't supposed to be shown on screen because that was not appropriate.
I'm
But,
not sure what that play was, honestly.
I don't know.
bit too maybe sure of the aim, especially with a
Yeah.
classic. I don't know. But now 4v4 as the retake does commence. They try to get on the retaliation.
Perfect pull.
Can't get it. It's a really good gravity well, but can't get it off of it right now. Nice shot from Rosie through the smoke. Hunter's Fury. Okay, great usage of the fragments though, but this is the place that they have to deal with connection.
One enemy
Now
remaining.
Izengi follows it up.
That's bad.
It's gonna be the fuse. This is pretty much done
Too
right here.
far, yeah.
No way to get close. Not even close.
Find death. Shock dart.
A little
Okay.
bit anticlimactic for that
Defenders
victory, but
win.
still, big congratulations to Aresta as they do take a 2-0 up against GamDaeng. They get this victory 13-9.
Yes.
They take this map on Ascent. Now, the first loss, like you said, will be actually going to the GamDaeng squad, and I'd say the better Thai team emerges in this one as they get a 2-0 definitive win against GamDaeng.
Yeah. Like you say, it was anticlimactic. Hunter's Fury was good, Fragment was good, but there was no instant shock dart lineup for the side of I'm not sure who it was again. Panics, a bit of a panic, I guess, with the shock darts, but not gonna connect, and eventually it's gonna be a win for Aresta. So again, congratulations. No fret though, because there is a lower bracket, so there is still a chance for our friends from GamDaeng to try again and prove that they are still a worthy team to fight here in the playoffs. And we're gonna look at the scoreboard now to see what it was like this game. Niuki she needed no time to warm up this time around, Ilu. She just popped off right from the get-go, and it was not the same story that we saw from Icebox. And of course, it's working out really well for her team.
I think she started with like a 7-2, if I'm remembering correctly.
7-1, I think.
7-1, yeah. Just some ridiculous scoreline at the start of it, and then got 2 more kills. It was like a 9-2 at the very end. So
Man.
Inuki needed no chill. Had no chill in this entire game. On the other side, a little bit of an underperformance from
Linux, yeah.
I do think that, she was amazing in game number 1 on Icebox, but was just so shut down on the entries.
Yeah.
There were a couple of good entries from Linux, but on top of that, there was just really not that much else offered. I do think though that Movace played excellently. But when you're the Sentinel at the top of the scoreboard, a lot of those rounds, it means one thing. You're the Sentinel. You're getting a lot of exit kills. You're getting a lot of low impact kills, and I think that's what we saw.
Yeah, that's the thing that we said, right? When she was defending, she either died first or she was playing retake to get exits. And that's just not a fun way to play the game as a Sentinel. And I feel like that was what Movace was going through, and that was not a good sign for GamDaeng. So they might have to rethink how they play Ascent, or they might want to adapt quickly. If, I guess, one of their players are being ignored, then they can just move her around and maybe find impact somewhere else before it gets too late for her to try and get impact back into the game. So, but props to Niuki though. The rough first game, well, only the first half of the first game, but now she just popped off, and of course Noxie stayed consistent, and I think that's what matters here. Noxie, with her consistency, will be able to bring Aresta to a higher echelon here in the VCT Game Changer circuit.
I agree, and I think that consistency is something that a lot of these teams desperately need. As we take a look at the highlights, there were certainly a lot of highlights to look back on, but we go back to your point. The consistency that Aresta had showed here, I do think that there are a couple of pickups here and there, but they are showing great signs of growth. They are showing they are being directed where they are in the playoffs for a reason, and if they can keep this up, they can keep this exponential growth that they're showing. I absolutely think that they have a chance of making a very deep run in this tournament. Maybe trying to get into top 4, top 3, something like that is definitely in the books for them as of the moment.
And it's going to be a nice change for them too, right? Because they've been falling short. Just that small gap between them and all these other top teams. I think it might be closer than ever now, having seen them play this game against GamDaeng. And I just want to see this very interesting dynamic duo, Noxie and Niuki, just playing it really well. And with the support of her teammates too, I think this is a great lineup in development. And I want to see more of them, but of course we'll have to move on very soon. That was the highlights of the match between these two teams from Thailand, and of course, again, GamDaeng will have to try and make it back from the lower brackets, while our friends from Aresta will be happy in the upper brackets, waiting for their opponents from the other bracket that we've seen before. So now, that was a fun game, but there's one more very, very interesting game that I don't think you should miss. You should definitely tune in for this next one. So do not go anywhere, ladies and gents. Illustrato, are you ready for this next one, though?
I'm super hyped, man. It's X10 versus Brenny Sports. Can't wait to see it, but we'll only be able to see it on this after this break. We're gonna take a short one, quick 15 minutes to get this, all the teams ready. And when we do return, VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series will return. Do not touch that browser.